Yep, I'm just going to force that. 13 seconds was off, so we're just going to start the show early. I'm not going to make you wait around for me. Good Lord. Hey, everybody, how's it going? It is Tuesday, February 1, by the way. It is my sister's birthday, actually, today. Happy birthday to her. I should probably put myself on screen. There we go. So, how y'all doing? We're going to bring John out. We got a quick hour and a half probably tonight, and I want to get at some things. I don't want to linger too much. People were already here 27 minutes ago, and that was really nice of you. I cash you always. I just want to jump on real quick and say hi. I thank you for dropping. Look at Marlene is in the house. Haven't seen you in a while, Marlene. I hope you are well. And thanks for stopping in and saying hi. I'm looking forward to getting my brother John here. MD Picker Shade, thank you so much. Patrick, I'm going to get you caught up here. And Rob, Rob, hey, sheltering, you got it. You picked up on it. How nice. You got the sheltering. That's not an inside joke, but it's actually it's a deal. So I'm still using, as you can see, I'm trying out, and John, I used it the other day, voice mix chat. So, you know, we're still, I don't know, I'm still on the fence about that. I want to hear what John's opinion of that. So let me grab him, and we're going to get caught up on the chat here in a minute. We got some things to talk about. We got some myths to talk about with tech, a little test for you all. I want to talk about some, I call them storage wars, but it's more of a storage consternation as we talk about trying to deal with storage is always an issue when it comes to data. And so we're going to talk about that, a little show and tell. But before we do all that, you know what, even he's sitting here waiting patiently. But, I mean, I'm going to see if I can pull this up. Everybody hang on, take a look at your camera here. But if you were around on Sunday, you saw John doing his... Yes, doing this little thing here. He's doing this little tool here. So I want him to talk about this. That'll be fun. Maybe he'll give us a show and tell there as well. So I'm excited for that. So before we do that, we got to bring him on. We got to say hi to John. John. Whoops. Here we go, John. I forgot how to use
What's happening,
vMix.
everybody?
It's been too long. I'm not warmed up. Oh my God.
Warm those fingers up.
It's not the fingers, it's the problem. It's the brain. Like,
it's the brain.
The conditioning is gone.
Brains.
Man alive. So how you doing? So it's a little weird because we don't see each other technically twice a week on the streams, but I'm not gonna lie to everybody. We saw each other.
I feel
last
like you've
night.
been a little brokenhearted, and
have I?
I was gonna send you flowers this week, but I didn't.
Why? What kind of flowers would you send me if you were going to send me flowers?
Really, really cheap ones.
Really? Probably used ones. I feel like they'd probably be taken right off a grave or something.
Something affordable. I don't know.
Something affordable. Tracy Parks. Tracy Parks is hanging out. How you doing, Tracy? Appreciate it. I see TH2. Thank you so much for being here, everybody, and dropping in.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody on Tuesday. So John and I are here. We made up. We made up. Now we're all good. No, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't say that because people are like, what? You know how people are. Let's see who we got here. Everybody's saying hi in here. Hi, Tina. How you doing? I saw Tina.
Hi, Tina.
What is going on? Okay.
Shay, Tracy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
TH2.
You know that. This was an accident.
I don't care if you saw her.
Fake flowers from MD. Yeah. He would send me fake flowers. No, he would send me black dahlias. No, wait. What's the black? Is that the ones that people send for like the mafia or something?
And then I would sign the card, what the dahlias.
Yeah, exactly. Tina, I didn't mean to step over you. I'm a little weirdness with my social.
What the F?
What the F? I'll get this worked out. Give me a second to straighten this out. This is ridiculous. 420.
How's everybody doing today?
It's very nice.
Anybody watch football this weekend?
Yeah.
You watch football this weekend?
I did. Give me a second to say hi to 420, who is new and dropping in, and I do appreciate that. And I've been so kind and supportive over on that channel, and I appreciate that so much. Very nice to officially meet you and have you hanging around. And I know that Dr. Rob and all are all in that circle with Cashew and friends, and so it's very nice to have another friend in there. And it is so much a bazinga. I did watch football. I'm not going to lie.
Isn't that Bruce Lee's son? Isn't that a picture of Bruce Lee's son?
I don't think so.
That's Brandon.
Is it Brandon?
That's not Brandon Lee.
It was hard for me to see.
I believe it is.
It might be Brandon Lee. Yeah.
It looks like from The Crow, but I'm not positive.
I think so. Or 420, can you enlighten us idiots? If that's true or not.
It looks really close.
It does, but you and I could be just. How's
What
it going,
up,
Elo? How you doing? I'm going to do like John. How you doing? I have to learn not to scream. I have to scream with my whisper voice. John, you asked a question. I did watch football this weekend, which was hard for me.
It's off tainted love.
After the brutal beatdown we had. Manson. Yeah, that makes more sense.
So, it's Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, we're such idiots.
He doesn't look as thin as he used to. I don't know. I don't know what Tainted Love is. I guess that's an album.
Yeah. It's so hard
I say album. It's an album.
I don't know. I couldn't really see
it's a record
it.
album.
My eyes are terrible. Like it's like an inch big on here, and I still couldn't see it. But did your teams win this weekend? I mean, look, my team's out. I took a beating. As a Packer fan, we got again ripped out of our hearts. Our hearts ripped out by inadequate play. But I got to bring you back. What about you?
I didn't watch any football. I really didn't have any time for it. I was just working on projects. My son had a basketball game, and I don't know. The weekend just goes fast, man.
It does. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I've noticed though, if I am watching any of that stuff, I don't really pay attention. Like I'm working when I'm doing. I can't sit and just watch sports anymore. Like I have to be doing something. I've noticed. I'm not patient to sit and just watch.
If it's my team, I gotta watch it. But otherwise, I can have it in the background.
Okay, I get that. Well, you were busy because you and I ran into each other last night. Actually, somewhere in the dark streams last night. Worked out.
Yes.
The truth of it is, we saw each other for about 3 hours last night, trying to work through some audio stuff, some vMix stuff. It was a big deal. We're always learning. We're always doing. I appreciate it. So if you're new to us, if you're new to here, I know 420 is new and a couple others. If you're new to here, look, John and I, we're here for all tech gear, YouTube, creator content. We do the tech. We do the mindset of all this. It's inner outer tech. We don't just do, hey, what are you setting your camera at? We really believe in the whole thing. And so if you have questions, random questions on anything from tech or problems you're having from streaming, or I'm into website building and productions, productivity apps, you just throw it at us. If we don't know, let's all get a browser and go find out together. We're not here to judge. We're just here to have a good time and hang out, and we'll talk about a bunch of different things. But yeah, he's talking to somebody, but Rob Allen's saying that rearranging monitors tonight, trying to make room for 4. I'm laughing at that.
Yeah.
Because I
went through my head too.
I can never have enough. I don't really have the monitors I want because I've got too big of one. It's too much space. I really need two 27s and then like the vertical one I have right here in the middle. I love the vertical, but I'd love to have two 27s that are calibrated or something. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, Tina says she's all teched out yesterday. What happened yesterday? What happened? What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Did things go south on you, or what's going on?
I thought I was the only one that got teched out.
Yeah, some things you just get teched out. Just let us know. Did things go south on you? Let's all feel that pain together. Hello, look at Gigi. Hello, John and JA. Great to see you. Hello, Gigi. Everyone as well. How is it? Well, in that hemisphere. I wonder what time is it over in Gigi's world?
In Gigi's world, it's, I think 8 a.m.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't feel so bad. I had to get up and do a 4 a.m. on Friday or Saturday.
I get thrown off by the time change, but I think 8 a.m.
Hello, Tommy. Seems to me that weird just follows you, Tommy. So you're always getting weird. You're always getting weird. No, man, I'm just kidding. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. I appreciate that. I've been trying to figure. Here she goes. So okay, yeah. Been trying to figure out my Restream and Stream Deck, as well as my Rodecaster sound. Yeah, that's a big pile of tech sometimes, especially if you try to do it all at once. You're like, come on, man, I'm having a terrible money trying to figure this out. But
what's weird is that the Stream Deck comes with like the sound effects already on it.
Yeah.
And then she's saying that she can't hear them, but I mean, all you do is you have your sound effects slider, which is output 15 and 16, which is the slider right next to it. As long as you have that up and you play the pads, you should hear the music. And then the other thing is, if you're monitoring your broadcaster, sometimes you got to just bring your USB levels up, because I don't know how you're monitoring exactly.
Always, yeah. By the way, we were completely off base. It's 110 by her. We weren't even close.
Oh, I forgot. She's in Australia. That's why.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I forget.
I know. We were thinking Philippines, maybe.
I was.
Yeah, Rob, you're always you're doing your fun new gear all the time, Rob. Man's got many wigs.
Yeah.
He's got many gears. I call it gears. He's got many tunes. Rob and his crew over there, if you're over by his channel when they're having a fun night with music, which is quite often, it's a great vibe. It's really great music and it's great hang. I can always suggest heading over there. Yeah, here we go. We're going to talk about this in a second, but that slider though. So Elo, I already, if I can call you Elo without the doctor, I already have it on my my wish list. Is my next wish list is the slider. Do you want to show it? Do you want to do a small little like catch up for the people who wouldn't have seen it? A demo? Yeah, kind of give it a little insight to it, maybe. You don't have to do it.
I don't have a camera set up for it, but
well, you can just do that. You can just run it though. Don't you have a camera on it right now? Or
yeah, it's running right now.
Well, put it on.
It's been running.
I know. Oh, you can't. Okay, here we go. Let me put it over. Anyway, so John got a slider. It's a newer slider, and look at it. It's actually very cool. And yeah. So do you have that on a playlist right now?
Yeah, I can turn it off.
You don't have to. I was just curious. So he's got it on a playlist that will rotate the cameras to a certain, I'm guessing, times. And
yeah, it's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and, I really like the vibe you've got going on now. You've got the perfect turn, slide, parallax kind of vibe going on.
I think the speed is, I took the speed up just a tad and it was like really good. So I think it's perfect right there where it is.
I like it. Yeah. It's very documentary style. It's very cool.
See how smooth it is when it stops and then it starts? It's like,
so
really they did a lot of upgrades this year on this. The newest one from Newer is like really a lot better than the old one. That's for sure.
Now it ramps up to speed or it ramps down and ramps up when it starts and ends?
Yep.
So it does like a bumper?
And then okay. And you can have it stop. I'm looking for something. That's why I'm looking off to the side.
No, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. You're looking at yourself. I get it, man. You're on. You look good. I approve of your profile. Is there something you're missing?
No, I'm trying to look for my...
I won't call you Banana, Dr. Elo, but I appreciate the sentiment. It is cool, right? So you got a cool from Tina. I think it looks great. I like the vibe. I know you were tweaking it, and it's got that perfect speed with the slide, and it automatically turns. You have it on a turn.
Jesus.
So it's really kind of cool. I really dig that. And it's like a parallax, if you guys know what that is. But basically moving two ways in the same direction, two different directions, really, at the same time. So, Patrick, I personally would like it a bit faster, but personal choice. I think you should turn it to 100.
I don't want any faster.
Turn it up to 100.
I like it. Yeah, a little faster is too much.
How long right now? It's 31 inches long. How long from start to finish at this speed will it go from end to end? Do you know what that's about? I'm just curious.
Well, how long does it take?
Yeah, to go across that 30 inches, which is the full width, right?
You mean at top speed?
No, I mean where you have it right now. I was just curious if you knew. Right, I didn't mean to throw you a weird question.
Well, hold on. I'll show. Yeah, give me a second and I'll show you. And then I'm just trying to bring in my webcam.
That's fine. Let me just say hi to anybody while we're doing it. Yeah, TH2 says, by the way, look at John's sexy light grid. Isn't that sexy? I have one too, but it's not quite as sexy because I'm faking it because I'm waiting on my light because I copied John, but I don't have it yet.
You can copy me, and they're good lights.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
You're gonna like.
They're great lights. Brian says, RoboCam. robot cam, but I wanted to say robo, like RoboCop.
Hi.
That. Yeah.
Amy and Brian. Wow.
Yeah, I got to catch up. Stop getting ahead of me. Cashew does rock, Marlene. Thank you. I got to say, something's going on with my vMix social. It's bouncing weird again onto me. It's really funny. Never had that happen. So I apologize, everybody, if I hit the wrong things, but it's going to be what it is.
I'm going to show
Lala. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Quick.
Now Lala's probably about 8 in the morning, so she's from the Philippines.
So,
hey, Aim, how you doing?
Is,
I'm away from upstairs. Stay warm. You're not late.
You see this?
Party, but we're glad to hear it. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at your new. This was the other thing that we wanted to talk about, because this is the beautiful thing about one time a week. We don't see our toys now timely, but go ahead.
So I got this little rack in here, and then I put the DBX in there, and then just drop my audio interface on top, and then the Wave Link, the Wave XLR next to it. And so that's all just tucked away right on the desk in the back, you know, so it'll be sitting just like that.
Yep.
And then this is what the slider looks like.
There you go. 31 inches, right?
Yeah, so it's 31.5 inches total. But because it's set up the way it is, if I go the full length, see, you'll start getting that stuff in there.
Yeah.
So I just have it stop. I set an A and B point, and then I have it stop right here, right past the middle a little bit.
Yep.
And then it just starts heading back. And so it ramps up and it ramps down. And then the great thing is I don't know if you could tell because it's going so slow, but it's actually turning at the same time that it's sliding.
I love that. That's great, honestly.
Yeah. So that's it. And this is not $1 million for this, you know? So I looked up trying to find the best one for the price, and $240. I mean, you just can't go wrong with that.
Tina says, look at that slider go. You're like Forrest Gump. I think Rob Allen likes it. Now, I think now Rob's going to have to get one now, because that's just the way that happens all the time. Brian, you know about the new toys. There's not much we can do about it. I also want to throw out a congratulations. I did see this, and I wanted to offer this up. Dr. Elo, congratulations on 2,000 subs, my friend. Well done.
Oh, yeah, I saw. He made a stream about it. He's got a stream starting. Congratulations.
It's really cool.
I know.
Really great to see.
Yes.
It is really good. So, trying something out here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So Tina, it's on a rotator, like for time lapse. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can plug it in. It comes with the cord for all the cameras, the popular cameras, and it will plug in, and you could do time lapse with it also, and set it up. And then it comes with that ball head on there. So then the ball head just gets screwed on, and then you set an A and B point, and then off it goes, and that's it. I mean, the thing is, like, if you start looking for sliders, and then a lot of times what we do, or a lot of people, is they'll go on to like Amazon, and then they'll just look for like the most reviews that are the highest.
Right.
And when you go look at this, it's the newest one they have, so it has the least reviews. It's at like 12 reviews right now, and it's the best one that's out of all of them. So you can get thrown off, but if you do your research, you'll know like the improvements that they made is just crazy. I'm going to do a video on it, and so I'll go over the improvements and why this is the one to get. So
no, I've been looking around too. I looked at the Rhinos or the Arctics, so expensive. The GVMs. This, by far, for me, for the price point, is absolutely the way to go. So, are you going to be doing weddings now that you've got the slider? Is that what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. If you're doing weddings, you got to lube it up too much, like what Tracy said. And so, like, and then when you put all that Vaseline in your mouth and then lube up that carbon fiber, it just takes a beating on you. It's rough.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. I mean, but she does want
somebody has to do it.
Somebody has to do it. I think you're the man for the job. You're the man for the job, sir. You're going to get yourself all lubed. It is crazy. I think it's a great tool. It's on my next list. There were two things on the list. Was the light, which of course what you already have. A couple of little things that I want. I told John tonight, though. I took a hit tonight, everybody. And so the HDMI cord, I wanted to do a second camera up here. And of course, I just dropped it. So that's just my way. But my HDMI plug stayed in my camera. It broke out, so I can't use that camera tonight. The tip. I broke the tip, John.
Yeah, the metal tip came off of the cable.
The wire. I've
never seen that.
It literally, like I went to pull it out to move the camera, and I barely, like I'm really careful with this stuff. I pull it, and the wire that sits inside the actual the tip just slid out like it'd never been crimped. I'm like, come on with this nonsense. So I don't have that camera tonight, but I wouldn't want to do a second camera against all that stuff. Did you name, by the way, your slider? Like you could put a name on it. You should name it like a Chewbacca.
No.
Come on, you could do it like Chewbacca or something. I would like to, you can all that stuff. You have a jib too, right? Don't you have one? Like, is that what it was? A jib that you found?
Well, I have like, I have that manual, like old school jib. It's like, it goes 12 feet in the air, I think. 12 or 15. I think it's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Rob is, he's into astrology.
Right. Right.
Just saying, it's slippery out there in the universe. I'm just telling you. So I think that's really cool. I like that you have your toy there and you're doing your thing. Although I have a little toy envy, but we all have toy envy around John. That's just the way it is with all of us cats. But what's good is that you're out there, you're doing it. I don't have to go out there and make a bunch of mistakes. I can just go right onto your affiliate if I want this and buy it through your affiliate. That's
it. And the thing is, I'm trying not to make the mistake. So then when, you go and look for something very similar and you can just go hit my page and check things out and see what I bought.
Yes.
It's the things that are listed there are the things that I actually have bought and used. Yep. And so, and they're, most of the stuff is affordable stuff, right? For like getting started. And then, there's some upgrades there that cost some money, but there's reasons why they're there.
I could just watch you slide all night. This is wonderful.
Because honestly, that's one of the biggest deals with tech is making mistakes and buying things 2 or 3 times.
It is, and you and I have done a pretty good job of not doing that, but we all get hit. So if we can help anybody, I'm always about that. Brian says, who wrote the electric slide? I don't know. Google's your friend. Let us know, because that guy would be a good name for Slidey. I like how you already tried to throw it out there as Slidey. Just put a Y on the end of something and you've got a name. I don't know.
That's
can't just say slidey.
Pretty sly, Brian. Pretty sly there.
No, that's not good either. It's got to be, it's like saying it's glidey. We're going with astroglidey. You can't do it that way. You can't.
I've noticed like some tech stuff coming down in prices too, like used stuff. There's used stuff that's out there that I think people after Christmas, they're hurting a little bit and they're like selling the cameras they're not using and stuff that's out there. Today I saw a ZV-1 for $400. I mean, I think that's ridiculous.
Well, and I told you it's new, but I mean, the Sigma 16 1.4 for, our cameras.
Yeah, they had that.
It's almost $100 off. It was $75 off at B&H just right now. So.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, right now. As of last night. So, I mean, that's a good sign, I think.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you can find a 6400.
I know, that's the only, so I got a lens and no camera. That's wonderful.
Right.
It's like security cameras using a program, PTZ Tour. Very cool. Does it have pan and zoom?
Exactly.
Well, I suppose you could use your phone's remote to zoom, right? Yeah.
I mean, this is not a PTZ. This is a slider. So it's just basically set up for getting B-roll, and then you would just shoot it. And then just really the last couple of years, you're seeing people on streams using it just to have some engagement. That's really all it's for.
Yeah, Patrick says you can't wait to see some B-roll shots with a slider. I'm sure it'd be amazing. I've started to use my PTZ camera for B-roll as well. How's that working out? I bet it's pretty cool, actually. I mean, you're getting HD quality. You can set it up, turn it, go crazy with it. Yeah. Maybe you could put it on like a remote control car and get a twofer, have it turn in while you're riding. It'd be kind of fun. We could call that one R2D2 or something. That'd be a good one. Yours could be C3PO. And we've got it all hanging out.
Whole thing.
I don't know as far as why are the people selling them this low. I think John's right. I think a lot of people got out of the holidays. They're hurting, or maybe they just committed to not moving forward with their plans. we talked about it. We thought maybe it would happen, but you just don't know with today's world if that would happen or not. So does seem right now that's kind of happening. So I don't know. I appreciate you giving us the tour on that. And I know you've got some other gear, but you know what? Let's wait till next week, maybe on that gear. And I'm glad you showed that. So let's talk about why we have our people here, because I want to bring them in and engage. And so as we all move forward and we do these Tuesday nights, John and I want to just keep bringing in what we're working on, of course, and we want to answer your questions and we want to hang out. But I'm trying to find some topics too that might relate more to everybody on some level, not just even YouTubers. And so I'm going to dip into a discussion here, and then if we have time, I'd like to do a sort of yes/no question to chat, see if we can test them a little bit on some technology myths. That's tough to say, myths. And because there's always these tech myths, right? Don't do this. Oh no, you shouldn't put the Alka-Seltzer in the Pop Rocks and the Coca-Cola because then the kid died, Mikey died, that kind of stuff, right? We always hear this stuff. And we get some of that in tech too, honestly. And some of it's not myth. Some of it is actually quite right. So, you know what? So I'm going to jump into something here in 1 second. Dr. Rob, I want a remote control spider with a camera so I don't have to pull Cat 6 in attics anymore. Yeah, you know what? I'm tired of that too. I don't want to have to get in I know you don't want to get into attics if you don't have to. I certainly don't want. My house is all wired.
No,
it was wired when I moved in. I just have to pull out the old stuff as I go. But for the most part, I'm in pretty good shape. All right. So what are we going to do here? We're going to talk about storage a little bit. We're not going to go deep diving on any of this stuff, guys. This is not an expert analysis of every single type of storage. When I talk about storage, I'm talking about hard drives or data storage, that kind of stuff. Data storage. Like you and I, everybody's got photos. And this came up last week because we were talking about how I found photos. And then we all talked about what's going to last longer? Like are people that have photos they find in the attic, is that going to last longer than people 20 years from now who go, where were those pictures when we went to Aruba and we went to the Google Cloud? Where did those go? Because I have a million photos from everywhere and I don't know where any of them are. I mean, I kind of know where they are. I think mine are mostly, this is terrible. I think they're in Google's photos because I synced that up. That's a discussion.
Right.
So what happened was I found all these photos and then that came to discussion. Are we going to be able to maintain our digital data at long term or not? Are we going to just all run into some kind of brick wall and just all of a sudden it's all gone? So anyway, I'm going to do a quick run on this. And no, this is a no, by the way. It will not last forever on CDs. CDs and DVDs absolutely decay. Do not put your important data on a CD or DVD. I promise you. Beyond the fact and that's part of this, they're easily scratched. They're easily broken. They degrade pretty quick actually, but you can do it, but I wouldn't do it. In the day, that was kind of like our only real way to go. You know what I mean? All right. So I'm going to pull the desk. Go ahead.
They'll last in the right conditions if you keep them in the right conditions for a long time. But that's with anything. And people lose, millions of pictures and millions of data that they need. Like, for instance, I had and I was telling Jeff this, my sister and brother-in-law, they had... Hey,
Fulmani, I just want to say hi. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Thanks
for They had the camera... the PC sitting there when it was like 95 degrees in this room and it was running, and they thought that was okay. They didn't even think about it. And then the computer just died. It just died. And so I think either the hard drive died or the CPU. I wasn't about to go testing everything, but I had to go and just pull the hard drive and rip off the pictures they've had 7 years of pictures on there.
Yeah, we talked about that. Like, that's kind of part of what precipitated this discussion, because I'm starting to run up on some Mac stuff on my drives in my NAS and everything. So I want to make sure I take care of that. Hey, David, I wanted to send a special hi to David Devine. I really appreciate him and his community. They've been very kind over there, and I really appreciate your channel. So check out David if you can, but it's really nice to see you in here, and appreciate you dropping in and saying hi to us. I appreciate that. Have a wonderful night and hang around if you want.
Hi, David.
And this is John. And again, we're here to help all things tech, all things YouTube, all things, whatever we want to get into. We get into the weeds at times. So I'm going to run. We're not going to break down the world on this, but here we go. I'm testing this out as a thing anyway. So this is my mind map. And so I am trying out this little deal and we'll see. So I've got it hooked to my tour box, which you can't see right now because everything is, well, it's all whatever. So we're talking about our precious data, and there's a lot that can go in here, but I just put the three main options that we have, right? And we are aware of digital access, which is DAS. Okay. We are aware clearly of NAS, which would be network attached storage, which we'll kind of talk about. And of course, cloud storage. And we're all sort of familiar with that, right? And as far as factors consider, I just brought this up because I think we all know that with factors consider, it's usually cost, reliability, security, for some of us, scalability, and then of course, tech threshold. What do we want to put up with? So I'm going to run through these fairly quickly. And then, I want some opinions about what you guys are using and what you think as we go. So I want to start with the data, direct access storage. Now with this, I can then do highlight and bring that in, and then we can node that up. So see what goes here. Here we go. So to give you an idea, a type of direct access storage would be something like my SanDisk. This is my SanDisk, which I'm actually using tonight. And it's basically anything that's directly connected to your computer, right? So it could be an external hard drive, internal hard drive, but it's usually accessible by a single machine. So we've all got probably something around like that. And that can be, if you're looking at options of what those can be, I can imagine people are already like, whoops, already telling me what they are. Oops, let me get off of that. Try this. So option to be hard drives, solid state drives, right? I like solid state drives, which, the internal ones and the external ones are great because the speeds are insane. They are a little bit more expensive than the traditional internal and external,
right.
But they are coming down in price, wouldn't you say? I think they're coming down.
Yeah. I mean, the slowest 800 megabytes is like, yeah, they're really affordable now. Yeah.
And just to sort of get back to that CD, and I didn't mean to shame you, Dr. Rob. I was, they are fine for music and movies. I mean, that's the thing. However, they obviously relatively, John is right. If you treat them, you can extend their life a bit, but they are definitely more fragile. You scratch any of that thing, and we all know how that went down. You'd waste like 10 CD discs trying to get things recorded back in the day. I don't know. It was so annoying. Those packs were so like $50 for like a 10 pack, and you'd buy those, the rewritables, and you're like, oh man, I just wasted.
I used to buy them by the hundreds.
I know, that was the best.
I used to buy the other ones. Yeah.
So they do have a relatively, and it's all relative, short life. They are actually small storage space nowadays if you really compare them, and they are prone to damage, as we say. And I just wouldn't rely on them today. I just don't think they're a cost-effective way to rely. But at one time they were the go-to. Oops, that's not what I want. Insight. So let's see here. They are more affordable than what we're going to get into next, which is with the network attached or accessible storage. The only issue with, yeah, it's not correct. We're going to get off of that. Notes. I did have notes here. I wanted to talk about this, and it's just a little bit of a side note. And we've talked about this, about partitions and second drives. Partitions are definitely something you should do if you can do it. Put your data on a D drive, partition it out, because if your OS goes, but that's going to be from malware. If you have a functional problem on your C drive in a partition, your D drive is also going to probably be toast. So that doesn't really give you any kind of major protection. So that might be something to consider. Partitions are good. Double drives are better, but we'll get into a little bit more of an option here in a second. So I want to touch on the NAS, or what's called network attached storage. And I want to flip over to my camera. You don't have to worry, John. I'm going to do my deal here. And the reason is my cameras went down. So NAS, my camera didn't go down. So we've got all sorts of things. By the way, I was going to show you, this is one of my internal direct access for a laptop. But here's a bunch of potential NASs. I mean, you probably have one of these somewhere, John, like a 500 gig Western Digital. And then I've got one of these.
Yeah,
portable.
I got a
Seagates.
1 terabyte.
I wonder if any, of course, we all have these, which is the flash drives. Now that's for the digital access. I was going to show them. Now this, I wonder if anybody actually has this. I just did a little show and tell. I found this going through my stuff, but this was by Doc Master Kingman. This is the old, you remember when you could pull out your hard drives? When you and I used to build computers and stuff, you'd pull out hard drives. You could then take those hard drives and dump them into 2 or 4 bays like this, even this laptop one, and then go into either a PCI or in some cases like a FireWire or USB. And then you can actually then use these as a, a backup.
Yeah.
You could set these up, maybe build a RAID.
That's how I started with my music. I got a 3.5-inch USB bay and just took the regular bigger hard drive and then just put it right inside that enclosure. And then I took my music everywhere and shared it with people.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a huge.
I made like $1 million, retired.
Did you retire? No wonder you're buying sliders in the middle of the night.
I eat sliders. I buy sliders. Whatever.
You eat sliders for breakfast, sir.
I do it all.
You do it all. So, here's a Synology, the 4-bay. There's a typical NAS you can get for at home. And then they quickly jumped to like $3,000. Right?
Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
It's a little above my pay grade. I'd love to have one of these and get into like a RAID 5 or some crazy stuff, but we're not going to dumpster dive into all that stuff. So essentially these are anything as small as a portable USB hooked into your router USB that you share in your network, which by the way is very simple and a great way to set up a NAS, or something you maybe just hook into a network or into your computer and you share, whatever, however you share. Or if you're a company, you can obviously do some shares. It can go from as simple as a USB portable into your router and then get into millions of dollars in an intra-company NAS, of course, right?
Yeah. That's underutilized too. Just having, a lot of people might have like 5-year-old, routers, but you can get multiple USB 3 ports and just hook up an external hard drive to it. And then over the network, share all your pictures and everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's just,
what I mean?
Well, and how I'm doing it right now. So in my world right now, I am using a lot of my backup is I have a hard drive in one of my USBs into my router, and most of the routers come with that. And it's easy to set up. And I'm using that. I have 3 computers and I'm working different places in the house because I like to change it up. And I'm always doing stuff, research, or I'm working, and I don't want to have to try to deal with setting now you can do it. You can set the laptops up to share, and I do, but I like having a central bank, and I drop all my applications in there, my photos and everything. Yeah. And then wherever I'm at, I just go to that centralized file and
so that's another thing, how like your wife comes to you and she's like, I want to take off all these pictures on my phone. And now it's like she could hook up to her laptop over the network and then she could just drop it into a little folder that you made that says, wife's pictures on cell phone. And then she could you could dump it in. But I could do that tomorrow, but I still haven't done it.
No.
You know what I mean?
I did a long time ago. It was one of the best things I ever did. It's free, it's easy, and just to have that centralized NAS. And so I can duplicate in one computer, to make sure I have some backups. I don't know, taxes, photos, birth certificates, whatever. But really what I love is to have applications, license keys, all that stuff. I like having everything on that folder, that file right there. Right. And shared around the whole house. And then, you could have we have the whole household on that. And it's just a great way of setting that up. Underutilized.
So would you recommend, putting your birth certificate on there and your social security card?
Yes, I would recommend that. Well, that's a good point. And that's the kind of another discussion. And you bring up a good point. Can you stay in that position and let me, don't move. I
feel like you're afraid to show me.
I'm not. I just want everybody to see how chill. I like how chill you are here. I don't know if they can see my screen as well, but just for a minute, this is fine. I'll read to you anyway. So, so a NAS is great because it allows for multiple machines to share over a network, and it's also a great way if you want to set up redundancy. So, say you've got either your hard drive or you've got an external at a computer and you're putting all your important stuff. It could be photos. Let's use photos. By the way, that is the biggest growing. There's structured and unstructured data, or textualized and non-textualized data. Non-textualized, which would be videos, photos, is making up 95% of the data growth in the world. 95% of the data growth is photos and images. I mean, we're not shocked, but I mean, isn't that crazy where we've come from?
Yeah, it's not hard to believe.
It's not. So, but I mean, I think a NAS is just an awesome way to go. There are key benefits. Let me just drop this real quick. There we go. The key benefit is what we're talking about: centralized data storage and sharing and all that collaboration stuff. So you see this a lot with people.
And then the main thing is in the RAID, right? Because you could set up a RAID to be like ultra fast, or you could set up a RAID for redundancy. And so that's the key here, is that the RAID is going to have a redundancy. So it's not just one hard drive that's going to have the accessibility. It's at least two.
Rodrigo wants to say hi before he goes to bed. Rob loves the slippers. I want to get that. I did see that. My wife and son got these for Christmas for me, and I really like them. They're just comfy. I think you look comfortable. I'm glad you're chilling, man. Our good friend Steve from the islands is checking in with us before he goes to work, Hawaii. Of course. Yep, from Hawaii. Always wonderful. Sammy,
my aunt is in Hawaii today, right now, actually.
That's right.
My other aunt is visiting her sister in Kauai right now.
Oh, that's very cool. Man, I'd love to be there. It's a little cold. Tina says, daisy chain those babies. Yeah. I mean, anything you can do to create some redundancy is all about it. I'm all about that.
Tina knows some lingo, doesn't she?
You can't mess around with Tina. She knows more than you. I think most people do too. And I think the thing is, like, everybody's got to comment, because I think everybody's been down this road somehow, even if you're just using flash disk, or like Rob says, you're burning CDs back in the day, or we're just using a portable thing here or whatever. We've all been down this trying to figure out the best way to set up. You don't have to spend a bunch of money to protect yourself. Not today. You can get away with some things. And we're going to, as we finish this up here in a second, we'll talk about that. Patrick says that I still use my USB dock as one of my backup drives. That's the thing. If it works, man, who cares? Like, it works great.
Right. Exactly.
Sammy.
And then the whole thing is rotate the hard drives out so many years, like that's the thing. Like, your data's good, everything's good. Say you go 4 or 5 years, and you got to think in your head, do I use this a lot? Is it utilized a lot? And then do some educated guessing and say, okay, it's time to just get a new hard drive and transfer that stuff over. Just like you would with anything. Like, you got to get 100,000 miles to change your timing belt on your car. Well,
I just replace my tires. Maintenance. There is maintenance. If you care, if you want to live on the razor's edge with your child's photos, that's on you. We'll get to that in a second. Right. Tina says, this is timely because I've been looking for reliable storage. Well, great. I am too. I am also looking for it right now. And I'm trying to make up my mind where I'm going to go with that. The Full Monty says, I remember the digital attach software in the Apple II. Yeah, how did that work out? Because I'm not an Apple person. Okay. Brian says, I have a bunch of options for my data. The most cost efficient is my USB-C Bear drive toaster. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about there.
I don't know. But if he could put data on it and get toasted at the same time, that's a home run.
I'm about it. Yeah. If you can microwave tea and save something in the background, I'm all for it, man. Yeah, I figured, Dr. Rob. So that's why you said that, Dr. Rob. Most of your storage is music and video. And see, that makes more sense, especially because a lot of that can be played then on a player or whatever. So now I'm with you. Gotcha, man. Gotcha. And Sammy, you were right. You can get those for about that Synology that I showed is about $500. I don't know, man. I want to get that. It's just, I don't think I can really validate that. Like, I'm not there yet. I think you have to be way down the road yet with this kind of stuff. Whoa, 10 terabytes. Yep. And that will never be enough. That will never be enough.
My videos to be worth something before I start saving
with you, man.
all that video.
I'm with you. I watched that video of Peter McKinnon talking about his new like Synology $5,000 RAID 5 system. It's perfect because the guy makes a killing off of what he does, and he lost like tons of stuff. And also, they basically donated that thing to him, but he deserved that. His label on his logo on that is worth them donating. I'm not saying it, but you and I'm not there, man. I'm not going to justify putting one of these together yet. Not yet.
No.
Oh my God, Dr. Rob. I do keep a book with about 40 SDHC cards and little slots, but good for you, man. And like John just said, if it works, who cares? I don't care, man. I really don't. I think at this point, it's just one of those deals where if it works for you, just do it. Keep your heartache low and, make that happen.
But see, the thing is, like, he's ahead of the curve, right? Where he thinks a little bit about it. The majority of people don't think at all about this stuff. So that's why we're just making mention. Like right now, the 99% of the people here should just go out and get a 2 terabyte hard drive and back some stuff up. It doesn't have to be the fastest stuff, but I guarantee you that the most people don't have any backup at all. So just get some backup, start somewhere,
Patrick says for photos, it's not too much of an issue, but it is slower to transfer to a NAS. It is. It's really, I use more of the NAS
but
for
everything's
long-term
walking
storage.
distance if you have the time.
It is. This is a bit of a pain, especially when you do your initial transfer. And this is always the pain. That's why I bought like that extreme SanDisk for my projects in play. And I use that because the speed transfer is pretty damn slick. But if you're going to do long-term storage, you're just going to have to set it and let it. That's the because you're going to pay for speed, or you're going to get storage, or you're going to pay a lot for both. So the trade-off,
remember,
there's no point for paying for both if you can be patient and set it for overnight. Ken, how you doing? What's up? Hey y'all, how you doing, Ken? You're always busy, man. I'm always following what you're doing. Sammy actually says that this Cam, I agree with him. The auto switching is actually kind of chill and relaxing. I kind of dig that. A lot.
What is Convo saying up here?
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to drop down. I'm always watching John or Jay when I'm tweaking something in the studio. I had to get a shotgun mic for one of my clients. What'd you go with?
Oh,
what'd you get?
Yeah, what'd you go with?
Let us know. Drop that knowledge on us, man.
Let me know.
Yeah. And how's it going with it? Like, you and I are like, tell us what that was. Jim Boswell, how you doing?
Good to see you. We'll see how rich this client is.
Yeah, how rich is this client? Probably like an MKH when he went all Tom Buck on us. I just want to make sure I'm caught up. Yeah, I know he can. He can totally buy. That's the thing, man. But you know what? He can justify it. And so I totally applaud it. But I'm happy with my SanDisk and my little router-based NAS that cost me like $100 for a terabyte for now, just to have that. Because we're going to get into the next thing, which is cloud-based, because there's more than just NAS and direct access hard drives, right? So Dr. Elo says, let's see what he says here. I use a WD. Yeah. Yes, the MyCloud. Yep.
Western Digital. Yep.
How's that working for you? Because I have other friends who have that, Dr. Elo. I'm guessing it works really good. I considered that one, and I don't know. I've not heard anything really bad about it. So I'd be curious for someone like you who's really actually using it, what your thoughts are. Man. That's really cool. I love that you guys are dropping in what you're using. That's really helpful. And that's kind of the whole point. And what I want to try to do over the next few weeks as I go is to continue to try to build conversations that are more accessible for all of us and just have a round robin conversation. Because to be truthful, I did this because I'm trying to figure it out too, because you guys are dropping down some cool stuff here and it's really helping out.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot. Jim says, I can't find, what's that saying? I can't find reverse gear on my computer.
He probably doesn't have a newer computer that has that reverse.
It could be. Yeah. Okay.
It's probably.
Yeah, that could be. So
he's got 4 low.
Ken says he likes the chat overlay. That's different. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Both you and I have been playing with vMix Social, and last night John and I spent like 3 hours in our sandboxes because that's what it is, right? We're just in a sandbox of tech, And we had a good time, but we both were working on different chats last night, and I came up with this for now. And there are pros and cons to it, but I like it so far. Appreciate that, man. It does work amazingly well, Dr. Elo says. Good to know. 350.
Cool.
Okay, 350. But now you put me in that position. Yeah, but now he's putting me in that position. I've got to decide between that or my slider. The slider's a little cheaper.
Just go for both.
And Patrick, you're ahead of me, but of course I'm not even listening to you. I can't listen to that. You know I can't do both, man. Why do you do that to me? That's rude.
I don't know if you can or not. I didn't know. You bought the tires and now you're out. That's it,
dude. It's like $1,000 for 4 tires for an SUV. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
I'm spending $1,000 for a timing belt.
Do you know what I had to do?
I
had to sell my dog's kidney. I had to sell my dog's kidney to get my tires paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then $1,000 for tires next. Unbelievable.
It just never ends. So go ahead and buy another slider.
Yeah. I'm going to get another one. I'm going to buy another one.
Can we eat the sliders if we had to? Patrick, no matter what solution you go with, the key is redundancy, multiple copies. Yeah, you got me on that.
That's it.
We're going to finish up with that in a second. Everybody's ahead of me, but it's okay because I love that you're ahead of me because it tells me that I wasn't totally off base.
Right.
Convos says, after watching Tom Buck and DSLR Shooter, I went, you did go with the MKE. The 600.
The 600.
It does the job.
Is it a treated room or an untreated room?
Yeah, is it? I'm guessing it's pretty treated, right? Because otherwise you're going to have transients.
It better be.
Yeah. My guess it's
better be with the MKE 600.
Yeah.
If it's not treated, that's going to, you're going to hear a lot of stuff.
I tell you what, combos, I can't pull that off in this room because it's not treated yet. It would be like 4 people talking at the same time. It would not be.
Right.
It would not be good.
You want to get
It wouldn't be good at all. You know what? I agree, Brian. Hard drives are just not as fun. They're fun when you don't lose stuff.
Not fun.
What's not fun is when you don't do it, and then you can't find 10 years of vacation pictures that someone in the house asked you to find because they want to make a card. So that's not fun. That's not good for anybody. It's like, you know what? It's like this.
No.
You can buy.
It's like buying tires.
No, John, here's what's like as a homeowner. It's like buying a new slider or having to upgrade your heater that just went out for central air. You know what I mean? Like,
not yours.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's not sexy.
Oh, Jesus.
Like replacing a water heater.
No, but after what you've been through lately, I was like, I thought you were telling me your furnace is going out or something.
On one day, I lost a 7.5 cubic freezer downstairs full of food.
Right.
I lost that same day a dryer, a washing machine dryer. And on my way to go get a new freezer, I lost a tire. And then the next day they told me all my tires were bad. And so I had to replace all of them. And so I'm like, okay, 2021, we ain't not friends no more. Okay. So you stop your bad self. But yeah, I'm with you. They're not as much fun. It's just not, but you know, I knew this would not be a sexy subject, but you guys are at least making it fun and helping me out. This is the problem, Jim. These tires on trucks and SUVs, even they're just beefy, right? And here's the other problem.
I think everything's up in price though a lot. You know, like everything is.
Everybody's trying to maintain their cars, they're not buying new, and so they're putting more tires on. You know, so it's like, got to deal with it. I want to say I also want to ditto this convo about Ken's IGs. He really works Instagram hard, and he does a great job with it. And I just want to send out respect to you, Ken, for doing that, because I'm not, and I want to, but I'm not. I'm just not in that place yet. But you're handling it very well.
True.
You know,
true dat.
True dat, man. True dat. There's our friend Dancy Bearded.
Yo, what up, Dan?
What's up, dudeses? I like that, dudes.
How you doing, Dan?
Hey, we're doing good, man. We're kicking around a little bit of storage options. You know what? Let me finish out this page real quick, and I'll come back to chat. We almost caught up. But yeah, so the NAS, what I like about them is they are centralized in our houses. They are a little more difficult to set up, obviously, because it's not just plug in your USB like an external. But you know what? It's not that hard these days. You all got routers, probably. You all probably have. I'm going southern now that I'm browbeating everybody. Y'all, I grew up in Mississippi.
Y'all got routers.
And
stuff.
So for anybody, I'm not making fun of southern people. I actually grew up in Mississippi, went to high school, college. So y'all just use your USB networking on the back of those routers. But yes, you can hold a lot of data. You can set them up with redundancy, as Patrick and some other people have mentioned, because they have been into it, and I really appreciate that. A little difficult to bring off site and can be susceptible to disasters such as fire, flood, or theft. So can hard drives or thumb drives too. I mean, this is the discussion that you and I got into. Hey, it's all great that you got a NAS. It's all great that you got multiple copies in your house, but sad if you have a fire, flood, theft, tornadoes in my neck of the woods.
What's that called when you maintain your hard drive and you let everything optimize to its best? I mean, what's that called?
It is optimizing, but yeah, it's not compression.
It just categorizes everything, right?
I haven't done it in so long
to retrieve it much better.
It does work, but that's all automated.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because you'd go in and you go in your partition and you'd freshen up, optimize it. Oh, what's the name? Somebody tell us what that means. The word.
So if you do that to an old computer, and your hard drive is old, just wait for your hard drive to just die, because that happened to me. Like defrag, right? Defrag and optimize. So I was doing that. My friend never did it to his hard drive. I think the computer was like 8 years old. I did that. His hard drive died right there.
And they're going to blame you. And they're going to blame you for it.
And they had no backup. No backup of the pictures, no nothing. And I was trying to tell him. I told him right then and there, get back up. And, this is old. And then all of a sudden it died and he couldn't get the pictures off. I was heartbroken.
Have a great night. Thanks for the intel, man. Thanks for the drops. I really appreciate that. You always have good knowledge, man.
Bye, Patrick.
And I want to get back to Chris. Hey, Chris. Thanks for dropping that. Well, I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, nice to see you, man.
Roxanne, our dear friend Roxanne, defrag. Look how many people got defrag.
Yep.
And we couldn't come up with it. And they got the cool word like defrag. Defrag.
Down on Fraggle Rock.
No defrags on SSDs. Yeah. Totally different animal. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Tina. You got us. I'll catch up to you guys. So we're almost caught up. I do like vMix Social because I love being able to quick check those timestamps really easy and all that. I don't know. I still wish we had the one click button. But
you get timestamps in the regular chat too.
I know, but I can't seem as easy for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. You're like, whatever, idiot. All right.
Did you hit the toggle for the timestamps? They're right in front if you hit it.
Don't bust my chops, man. I just, let me have that. Just let me have it, even if I'm wrong. And so there we go. So our last bit, we did direct access storage, of course, the external drives, such. We did the network, and you guys had a lot of information. Appreciate it. Let's get into cloud storage real quick. Here we go with that. I'm going to bring that up, and then we're going to make it a little bigger. So
that's probably the fastest growing storage, right?
It is. And, I have some things to say about it. But yes, of course, we all know what it is. We all probably utilize it. Even if we don't know, we're utilizing it. But yes, of course, it's storage, it's space from the internet connections, data held in offsite data center. No, it's not really in the clouds. Did you know that there were people in a poll a couple years ago that actually still thought it was actually in the clouds? The world.
God.
So, of course, Google, Dropbox, Microsoft, are big ones.
Yeah.
Now, I use all of those. I have paid versions of those for different reasons. They're all great. I'm not here to clamp down on any one of these. Does anybody else use AWS? I use Amazon Web Services for all my clients for major storage for e-commerce sites, especially, or heavy websites that you need to run and pull, especially for cloud distribution networks. I use AWS for that. And yes, I run cloud distribution networks. AWS is great. And why I like AWS, by the way, if you're not really sure about it, it's a little complicated to get set up, I guess. But what I like about it is it's prorated. So you only pay that month for the space and the bandwidth you use, as opposed to I'm paying $20 a month and I'm using a megabyte for like 10 months. Right. You only pay for what you use, and it's like an extra 10 cents here or there. It's really good. It's really fast. I'm throwing it out there. I'm not telling you it's easy, like really easy to set up and all that, but it's not that hard either. So if you're ever interested, let me know. So yeah, Dropbox, Google Drive, Microsoft, AWS, you guys might have some, and there are other types of cloud stuff that we use and we don't think about, like Notion, when I've dropped stuff into there, is cloud-based, or Canva, in a sense, is cloud-based, right? I mean, we drop all our files in there.
Yeah.
So if you had to go recover a file, you could go to your uploads essentially and yank it down. So in a way, you do pay for that. What we like about it is not affected by disasters usually, although once in a while you'll get, like, wasn't it out in Virginia? It was AWS. Their Virginia center got hit by a storm. And so that was a problem for a while, but they quickly shuttled it off to Texas and all that. But highly reliable. Yep. Backed up. It's usually 99.8% or higher uptime. Backed up at separate locations. For example, they always have an east, in this country, you're going to have all sorts of time zone locations depending. The disadvantages are potential speeds based on your internet connection. Most of us are pretty good. A little potential for server hacks, but look, anything has
everything.
that. Everything, right? Our whole home stuff could be nailed. So, I mean, it's not, nothing's guaranteed. So
if someone wants it, they'll get it.
Really, that's true, John. Let me jump into chat. We'll do a wrap on this. I'm probably way behind, but I'm just going to go to here. Brian says the NASAs have gotten a lot better over the years, but used to not jumped out of my purview. Right then it jumped out of it. Not to be able to edit off of them. I have one now that you can hook it up in Thunderbolt instead of a network. So yeah, I mean, that's the problem. If it wasn't at least like Thunderbolt, SBC, you needed really fast, and you needed the hard drives to support that, like the SanDisk Extremes, if you wanted to do some editing on that. That's very true. Are you doing that, John? Do you have an external that you, like, I'm editing off of an external right now, so I can take that? Oh, okay.
No, I edit off of my my secondary hard drive on my computer.
Yeah. Ken says,
so not the one that holds my Windows, the other one, which is the M.2. So it's good. It's really fast.
The cloud storage is taking over data centers. Yeah, I mean, that's what all the data centers are.
Yeah.
That's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. I mean, can you imagine what's
the
crypto
the
and
banks,
everything now? It's just banks, everything. Yeah. I mean, especially with remote working, that's another element that added to so much of this. Dan, you know what? It can't be any less of a foreign language than some of the oil for my beard that I have. Well, although I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at my beard oil and my brushes.
Dan, that's true.
And the modes and the cuts, the different cuts. So you just hang out. You'll be able to speak this language anytime. I know.
He's gonna need some of this stuff anyway.
You will. So it's just an awareness. We're talking about awareness stuff. You don't need to memorize it all. Jay talks about AWS like John talks about cable specs. Yeah. There was no point in me trying to like teach you anything about AWS, but AWS is a little bit more of an enterprise level of Dropbox and Google Drive if you want to get away. And what I like about it is you get away from those ecosystems. And yet, John, do you use those ecosystems? I use all the drives from my Google. I use Dropbox paid. I do like them. And I use AWS for the more professional stuff. But what I mostly use Google Drive for is the photos synced up to my phone.
I have a Google Drive just on occasion that I need to like send something that's a little bit bigger, but I don't store anything on there.
No? Well, let me ask you, because you talked about this, if I can bring that up, is that you had mentioned maybe checking to see if your wife was hooked into the auto sync, because people think their Google photos are automatically sent to the cloud and synced, which I think is a great option and will save you. But most of the times you get the new phones, that is not actually enabled for you out of the box. And so people think nowadays that is the case, at least with mine, which was through Sprint and T-Mobile. My Samsung 20 and other people's that I knew were not toggled to do that, right? I don't know why. Maybe it was a security. Maybe people complained. So do people here use the Google Sync or Apple Clouds for their photos? I'm just curious how they're backing up their photos. I would like to know that. Ken says, yes, but AWS scalability can be expensive if you don't keep things optimized. I don't know. I mean, again, it's prorated scalability. So I guess it's relative. I think like anything you want to keep things optimized, because Dropbox, if you're not careful, you bust out of their terabyte page, you really run into some problems. So anything that you don't keep optimized, I guess it's relative. I'm not really saying it's not. I'm just saying that I have a lot of data on there, and I'm happy with paying extra a couple cents for that. Now, maybe you're talking though about bandwidth, where they're fetching those files. So that could be an issue, because if those photos, those videos and things are not optimized, that's going to be massive bandwidth that's sitting out there, and it's going to count against your monthly. That's probably what you mean.
Right.
And you're exactly right.
I think that's what he means, right?
Yeah, that's a great comment. Jim, would one's bank info get onto the cloud? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my bank info on the cloud, but in some ways it's probably up there. Not maybe on purpose, but I mean, if you do online banking, which I do, I suppose there are some, it's on the cloud, but maybe I'm not controlling it. So if you're banking, we've seen that. Visa, MasterCard, Express, they've all been hit. They've all been, I mean, Amazon last year got hit. Nobody is immune. Crypto just got hit, by the way. How many billions of dollars did they lose in that hack? Now, the company covered it, but they just lost like $64 billion or something crazy number the other day because of a hack. So, things do happen. Don't put your stuff up there unless it's encrypted. At least don't do that. Yeah. The AWS seminars. Yeah. Get into that. What is the AWS service level agreement? I think it's 90. Yeah, it's got to be 99% uptime for sure on the SLA for AWS. That's a very sexy comment you just laid out there, Ken. I bet you turned on everybody in chat right now. They get turned out when you talk about SLAs and uptime. I've noticed that. I always notice when I'm talking about SLAs and uptime, I take a look at my my stream concurrence and they go up there. People are like, "Oh, that's sexy talk. Give me more. Give me more of that." It's like, no, man, I'm going to dip down to like, we're going to wake you up. I'm kidding. It's sexy to us. Doctor says, yeah. Rodrigo says hacks at this point in history is more effective, if not more possible, through social engineering, not brute force. Brute force is harder now, but they have endless time to run robots at it. I had a friend who does security for M&I, well, it was M&I or Medavani, and then M&I Data, and then now he's working at security at Amazon out in Seattle. Brute force is a very common problem. Yeah. He will sit at the firewall and just watch. Ask Eric, our friend Eric, about brute force. It's still valuable. We got train companies, airline industries or whatever, they're getting brute forced and then they're holding them. Well, that was actually ransom. Never mind. That was actually a ransomware. It wasn't brute force. So you are considering, Ken, companies consider moving the data center to AWS. Yeah. I mean, there are some downsides to it. I mean, everything is an upside and a downside. So I wanted to say, Brian Griffin, first of all, how you doing, sir? And then I use a Samsung 970 EVO Pro M2 for my system drive. I bet that's pretty spiffy, pretty fast, right? It made me wear diapers. Everything loads so fast. Wait, Brian. Yep. Come on, man. Do you need diapers at that speed? I mean, is that really, you got to throw Depends on to transfer a couple like pictures with your
it's like 8 times faster than a regular SSD.
Yeah, it's fast. I don't know what the Extreme SanDisk is running. It's right up there though. Roxanne, I have terabytes of images, so no cloud solutions. Well, that won't stop you. It's just you're going to probably go to bed a couple nights while it uploads. If you're going to do it all at once. It does get tough. I think people do go, oh, I got terabytes of stuff. I don't want to use a cloud-based system. I'm not telling you should. What I'm telling you is if you care about your images, get them onto something. This goes back to Patrick. And I want to actually, let me lay that out here real quick. I'm going to bring back the toy because I think that's a great point. Bear with me, people. I don't have it up here, but we talk about you need 3 places for your storage, really. If you really are doing it right, you need one main one you're working with, you have access to or whatever. You have one set somewhere. You have another one that's backed up somewhere in the house, maybe on a NAS or an external drive. Fine, it's duplicated and mirrored. And you need something to get out of your house because if something happens, a fire, sadly, a theft, a tornado, none of this matters then. And it happens, hear stories from people like in Kentucky, all the terrible stories that we heard there, right? And so people lost a lot of stuff. And the biggest thing were all the digital stuff. So I hear you. If you throw it on a cheap hard drive and give it to your friend and encrypt it, or just move it, put it in a bank. I don't care, but you know what I mean? You need to have something.
99% of the people don't have anything backed up. Almost 100% don't have anything backed up to the cloud.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jim, on this. I saved a lot of Google Photos to email drafts of my last pet that died. I'll be honest with you, I kind of did that too. I had a very dear pet of mine die a few years ago, and I found myself doing the same thing. I'm like, you know what? These photos kind of pushed them up into the cloud. I don't know. I guess this is what we do. Like, all right, they're saved. I don't know. Maybe it's cathartic. I'm sorry to hear that. It's tough. Yeah, I agree. Well, more for user level storage. They have breakups. They have archive storage. They have, short term. They have a ton of different storage types for what you need. And then the long-term storage is cheaper, of course, because you're not accessing it, moving bandwidth around. So they've got different layers of user level storage. So I guess it just depends. It's a lot to go through. You're right. Sorry, I love nerd talk. No, man. Ken, we love it too. And I'm glad you're dropping some great nuggets. I appreciate it. I do. Yes, let's get back to that side camera for a second. It breaks up the video monotony. I mean, I could break up the video monotony too. Hang on a second. How's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
There we go. But, I mean, I don't have a slider. I'm going to get one and then I'll break up the video monotony. Jesus, calm down. I don't have $300 on me right now. Oh my God. I'm not going to question Cashew. I'm not going to question it. If Brian Griffin says he's wearing diapers, I really don't need any more information. I agree. This is a personal choice. It ends right there. It ends right there. And you know what? We applaud your braveness to come out and drop that kind of information on us. So you guys are really dropping some great stuff in here. Darren, how you doing? I see Darren popping in here. I wanted to say hi to you.
Hey, Darren.
Absolutely. Yeah, Rodrigo says, yeah, Ken, you guess you're right, guys. I saw the logs on my server back when I used WordPress. That thing got massive hits. Now it's too, well, I'm past it up here. Not infected by attacks. I mean, again, I bet you run GoDaddy. I have a lot to say about WordPress and hacks and interest in, that's usually a problem with your server and not taking some precautions. And someday I have endless clients and myself on many, many websites that have never been tripped. I did get tripped years ago when I was on GoDaddy, because GoDaddy, especially early on, was nothing but porn stars, gambling, and robots from Russia sharing your shared space on those shared servers, and then you just get wound up into their garbage. So that was a problem. You'd have to pay for better hosting. That's for sure.
But and then it's just like people say with Windows, everybody's like, Windows, so many viruses. Do you know I've never got a virus in any of my Windows computers?
No,
never.
I've really never had an issue. Usually it's just stupid errors that I do, or the bigger problems I've had is conflict of drivers, but I've never had like someone coming in and screwing my stuff, because it's usually there's some luck, but a lot of it is obviously how you handle things and are you keeping them secure. I have people reaching out to me constantly saying, can you save my WordPress site? And I'll tell you the first thing I find out, it's on GoDaddy. They haven't updated the plugins in about 15 years. So all the security patches haven't been updated, which is free. They haven't run anything like a WordFence or any kind of security on it in front of it. And on and on. And by the way, they don't have things like, I don't know, a backup or a staging site or a dev site. There's no redundancy. And then they're like, what, like $100? I'm like, yeah, it might like 5,000. Okay. I just no way to unravel this. Okay. It's dead. And so a lot of it is accountability and some can be bad luck, but there is a lot that we can do. I'm guilty too. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that sometimes we lash out at Windows, we lash out at WordPress, and so much of it is in the mirror. And some of the times it's with stuff we don't know yet, unfortunately. And so we throw that out there, but I'm not coming at you, Rodrigo. I'm just saying, I know people I'm calling out the people I know because I don't know your situation, so I can't say that you're that person at all. But you does say I see cloud as a buffer to the off. Yeah, me too. Not the main. I agree. Not the main option, but maybe I'm just a boomer at this point. No, that's where I'm at too. I like my NAS. I like my external. I have dual hard drives in my system, and then I put the most important things, usually photos, some tax things. I put things out on the most secure place I can on the cloud. I'm with you. It's not my primary. I don't enjoy moving things. I really hate using Dropbox and all that stuff if I have to. I don't. But for long-term storage, I don't mind. AWS or any of those stuff. Whatever you want to pick. I'm with you on that. I don't. Some people might. I think probably the newer generation might, but I don't. Roxanne says, I'm pretty old-fashioned. Images and data on SSD, plus backups cloned on external SSD. All right, here we go. That's also my travel. Yeah, me too. Like I try to do everything as much as I can here. And that's going to be as much redundancy as I can do here. It can do it cheap. You can do it fast. And then do only my most important things in the cloud. And I probably could be better. I'm sure I should do some audits and check myself. I'm as guilty as anybody. I think that's a wonderful plan, Roxanne.
That's a heck of a lot more than anyone's doing.
It is.
So.
It is. But I like that you do that. And if we can just, I don't care if you take a $5 flash disk and have two of them and back up your most important things if you need to. Just something to have some redundancy is always good, right?
Exactly.
Ken says, I use WordPress, but I pay for a better hosting and update. You have to, right? So SiteGround or some of these other places, I use SiteGround now. Some mid-level places, Bluehost, all those. Oh, Skater, no. But I think, I'm bashing GoDaddy because I had terrible run-ins for clients who were just nightmares. And you remember they were advertising through sexy ladies through the day. Remember they always had the naked ladies on their GoDaddy ads and they were selling. And what they ended up, I'm just telling you, go look at their ads. They would do them at the Super Bowl for years. And they finally started changing it to a nerd vibe as they matured, which is normal. And now I think they're better. But the truth of it is GoDaddy's so cheap. You get nothing. I'm going to tell you, you get spun up porn sites, gambling sites, and people who are running, and you're sharing your servers. People, you don't have your own server, okay? They're dumping everybody and filling everybody up into a shared server. You don't have your own server unless you're paying Google money. So because of that, it means your neighbor in the server, he has better access now to run through your file directories and do weird things. And if he gets a malware, you're probably going to get malware because it's also on the same drive. My point is your neighbors and those things. GoDaddy was not the best at laying out. They didn't have they didn't have a home. Was it HSA?
Tip on your little tip on your home computer too. If you stay away from all those websites, you won't get viruses either.
That's true too. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah.
So
now you get into now we're talking about collaborative and productivity, and cloud is a home run. No one's going to deny that, I think. And really the tools that I use from Notion, Google Docs, a lot of you probably use, well, maybe Microsoft OneDrive now still, which I don't use Microsoft anymore, but cashew treat. I don't normally push myself. I'm laughing at the treat Jeff to some new tires. Yeah, I had a little tire problem and a dryer problem and a freezer problem, but I'm just, you guys don't have to treat me. You're treating me by being here. You're lovely people. And thank you so much. That's really, Anytime Picker is here. Guys, I can tell you one important thing. Always back up. I feel like there's some experience coming up in the next round of this sentence. Always back up your data. I provide data recovery service. I knew it. And see a bunch of drives go bad with important data. And nothing worse than having somebody crying over the counter, going, get my data, get my data. Now you can, and I've had good luck. Like I have taken some things to recovery. You recovered some data. And I would imagine that Anytime would say the same thing. Bring it. Don't give up on it. If you have a hard drive go bad, find a reputable Anytime Picker. Where was the place to look for recovery service first? Like where would you go? Like online, or would you go to Best Buy? I mean, they do have it at Best Buy, but they can do amazing things with data recovery, so don't give up on it. Just give it a shot. Some people just give up.
Right.
Melissa, how you doing, Melissa? On a Tuesday. Hey guys, storage war. I was worried this was going to get into a war. This was more about storage consternation by Jeffrey, who needs to upgrade, and he needs to firm up his business. But there's been a lot of cool information here tonight. I really appreciate that. You guys have been really, really helpful, a little chirpy about it. We're going to end with, if you can you stay for a couple more minutes, John? You good, or you got to go? Can you do some?
I got to get my nails done really shortly, but I could probably just stay about another 45 minutes.
Okay. Did you do? No, we say nails. Do you mean your toenails? Do you do what? Do you get petties?
Mani petties. You gotta get them all. You gotta get them all.
You gotta get them all, because if you just do the feet, the hands, or it doesn't work. Because when you go to the beach, it's a night. I don't know what happened. How did we do this? And then
you got a clear coat. You got to throw a clear coat on. You don't. Just want to let you know.
Oh, look at this. Oh, so I'm gonna screenshot this.
Melissa.
Data recovery. Yes. Data recovery companies charge from $1,000. Okay. Well, okay. I'm not doing 1,000. That's got to be like enterprise level, right? I mean, you could go to Best Buy, at least ask one of the Geek Squad guys to try to crack it open. I actually had luck at Geek Squad once for some minor.
Anytime picker, I believe, is Roman. If I'm not mistaken, that's his name, Roman.
Roman.
Tell me if I'm right.
Yeah, tell us if we're roaming around your name. I can't do you. I can't do the pun name thing. Doesn't work out for me. Let's see here. Brian says, I've had good luck with the free program, Disfo recovering lost drives. Is that real? I don't know that one, but I'm always okay. A dime bag. Darren, Lewis Rossman Repair Group, Data Recovery, New York. I'm just going to go. I'm not even going to correct it because I like it. No, well, yeah, I might have to wash his hair. You don't know. Don't corner John.
You got to shine the helmet.
Treat John to his nails. Cashew man, just make me smile. Okay, so I'm going to go with Roman because yes, it's Roman. The best source to check online, but there are companies that will charge you up front but won't recover data. Oh, so it's a scam? Oh, that's what I need when I lose my data and my kids' life photos. I need that data. Oh, I need to get scammed too.
We can't give it to you. Thanks a lot.
I need to spend $1,000 for my hopes to get up and to never see them again. Damn it.
Right.
Do you use a Dremel? That's a great idea. Use a Dremel. It's like 80 grit on your toenail. 40 grit.
That sounds dogs.
Dogs. No, it's not for dogs. That would hurt. Oh my God. I'm just thinking about that right now. Roman's doing a recovery on a Western Digital. So do you know, do you actually meet these people, Roman, or is this something that's remote? Do the people come in somewhere and cry and hand you the baby? Can you fix my baby? And then they cry and you console them. Because it is very emotional for a lot of people. We laugh about it, but it's
usually super essential stuff. Yeah.
It's super essential. I've had it on there for 30 years and I never thought it would die. The average life of a hard drive is 5 years, but okay.
What's up,
Nick? He's using all the P's again.
Yo.
Wait, okay, so Tina says here that she used Recovered for my lost files on my old phone. Okay, it worked. Okay, great. All right. Very cool. So while we're dumping into that, let's move over to something real quick before we let you guys go. It's been a lot of fun with you guys tonight. You guys have been a bunch of fun, but you're either going to find this fun or you're going to be annoyed with me. One of the two. And you know what? It's a crapshoot, as John says. All right, John, you're still, you know what? Let me see if I can do the dual cam again. Hang on a second. I kind of liked your feet up motif. The people are just going to have to
I kind of like that too. It was relaxing.
Put your feet back up. I'm going to take the people off for a second. We'll bring you back, everybody. But
just chill.
Okay, I want to know, I know some of you are on phones. If you can't see, I'll bring things in a little closer. So here's what I'm doing. I'm doing this tech myths. I love tech myths. Now, some of these are easy. A lot of you are going to nail them, but you know what? Let's pretend. So I'm going to ask you the tech myth. John, you're going to get the first answer. You're going to get all of them 100%, but that's okay.
Sony.
It's not a myth. It's not a myth. What is the myth? If this was Jeopardy, what's the myth?
I'm gonna
Sony. Which camera? Which camera? Oh wait, no, I know what it is. Which camera has
Sony
the best
Ecamm.
color reproduction right out of the box? Who has the best color profiles right out of the box? It's got to be Sony. Is that a myth? And you're like, Sony? No, you would say can't you? No, you screwed that up. It's not a myth. Don't even go down that road. Just sit back and relax. Let me drive. I'm sorry, but it's like watching you drive a Tesla. Like, it's just got hands-free driving, and you're sitting back. I can just see you. You're on. What's the highway for you? What's the closest highway for you? Pike.
Route 80.
Jersey. Route 80. You're on Route 80.
Yeah.
Probably in the fast lane, but you've got the slider driving your car. It's just so much fun.
You get to see the full picture of my feet right here.
Well, at least you got the pedicures. Okay, people, let's. All right, let me know if you can't see, guys. We'll see. It's a little bit of it's a kind of a quiz. It's not really. It's kind of pseudo informational. We're gonna go with the first one here, and I'm using my toolbox to pop around on my mind map. So if I screw up, let me know. See how you can drop that, isolate that, and then bring it up. Is that kind of cool? And then I have my toolbox set up with my left hand that if I want to extend one node, I can do one node. If I want to do all the nodes,
Vinny's got a tour box.
He does not. I did watch him tap into a maple tree this week. It was fun.
He takes his tour box to Italy with his friend Mario.
Does he? That's funny. In King Kong? All right, so this is a little bit of techie, but not really techie. This is about cutting the cable cord. If you cut your cable cord, you will save tons of money. So let's say over the year. What about you, John? Do you think cutting your cable cord will save you tons of money these days? I'm going to wait. You guys drop yes or no in the chat.
Yeah, drop yes or no and see what you think. But I see a lot of people getting raked over the coals because as soon as they usually get out of their cable company, they hammer them when they only pick up like solo internet, and then they're paying for other things on top of it. But there are workarounds, and I trust you that I'm saving a lot of money a month.
Okay. And just to give Xana, Xana says John is chilling like the villain. He's a villain. He's a bad man.
What up, Xan?
He's a bad man. Ken's weighing in with the depends, the diaper answer.
Driving my Tesla.
Driving your Tesla, man. I like the Tesla idea. That's really cool, man. Xan, I just want to say hi to you officially, and we're doing great. Hopefully you are well as well. Cool. Tina, by the way, dropped in, I believe, a Y for yes. I see that, so I'm going to drop that in. Dime Bags giving me a... depends on what you replace it with. Okay. So,
That's it.
That's just loaded out. Okay. So the question, the answer here, if I can get my node.
Yeah, but wait a second.
What?
Before we go any further, can some people drop in the comments and let me know what you're using to save money when you do cut the cable cord? Let us know.
Yeah. Okay. So you want some insight into what they're doing.
Yeah. Like if people say they're saving money, then let's get a little info, Right, like, so for instance, I'll tell you right now, I use a app on my Fire Stick that's called Cinema.
Okay.
Cinema HD. Okay. And so do you guys know of that? And so I don't have Netflix or anything like that. And that is one of my workarounds to save a bunch of dough.
And there are workarounds. That's great. We should do that one night. We should all chip in and do the workarounds to have cheap Saturday night
But
experience.
the problem is that's in the gray area. That's all in the gray.
Yeah, that's true. I know. It's true very much.
All in the gray.
Jim says he's at $190 a month here for Fios, internet, TV, and landline. Man, I know, man. I just got rid of Spectrum, which was 160 or I think it was 220 at the end of the day. We had the phone. We had cable. Yeah, I had a landline. Had phone, landline, internet, TV. It was like $220 a month. Absolutely just killing me, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. $220 a month. I could buy a slider. Just saying. So, all right, let's just pop it out here. So what's the answer? Okay.
You don't want to know what I paid this year.
Tourbox is acting weird now. Why are you acting weird, Tourbox? It depends. That's the answer. And that, I believe that was... Ken got it. Does depend. The average, I did some research for the major. The problem is everything's splintered now. So everybody stole everything from Netflix, Hulu, everything's pulling into CBS platform, Paramount platform, Discovery Plus platform. Disney pulled so much of their Marvel stuff, everything off of Netflix. So now we've got, Disney, all great stuff. And now when you add all that stuff up, if you get the top tier stuff, you're at $980 a year. It's still a little bit cheaper when you break it down per month, but it's kind of a bummer. But you knew it was going to happen.
Wow.
You knew it was going to happen. But yeah, that's quite a run right there on money. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, if you're going to use DVDs, of course that's going to be a winner. Yeah. It's a studio spa.
I think 980 is not out of the. I mean, listen. Here's the truth of the matter. When you talk about the cable companies,
yeah,
a lot of people are paying $120 a month, so that's more than 980 a year.
No, that's right. That's what I'm saying. It's still cheaper. I don't have to watch infomercials. I don't have to have 10 channels that only work. That includes, by the way, HBO Max and in some of those that you would have to pay extra on your cable. And I didn't have that.
Right.
So now I've got HBO Max. And by the way, we all know we get to share. So we're sharing out some of this stuff. You get 5 shares now on Netflix. You get some of that stuff on HBO Max. We all know your brothers got an account. Stop. We all got in-laws who are using our Netflix.
And then you have Amazon. And then
Prime.
And then for 99 cents a month, you can have Hulu, all their digital stuff. If you want to look for movies and all that stuff, TV shows, it's 99 cents a month.
And I'm fortunate because I live a drop on the highway. I live really, really, really like close to Milwaukee. I can get the best I can get a $20 HD, and man, I've got like 50 HD channels, and they're great. I'm lucky. There are a lot of people who don't. Unfortunately, they have mountains or valleys, or they're too far, and I get that. So I know that I'm lucky that way. And anytime, or Roman says, everyone is watching YouTube anyway, so no need for regular TV. Well, you're not really wrong. The habits have definitely changing.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a big...
Younger.
I mean, you're not wrong. And even TikTok...
Younger generation is like 30 and under. They're watching a lot of YouTube, man.
Take a look let's use the base where everybody used to watch together, NBC Nightly News or CBS Nightly News. I mean, their over-air streams or their cable streams are so down. Everybody's going to streaming services. Now they've moved their platforms. The NFL is going all in on this. You can see how they're moving it now for everybody. And it'll be totally done with their Sunday ticket probably the next year or two. I think Amazon or somebody like that's going to own it all, or they'll parse it out. But it's all online now, and I like it. I do sometimes get frustrated how slow it is to pull up my apps and things like that off the TV, but that's just a terrible thing for me to complain about. So, all right, so we'll go to the next one real quick. I appreciate you guys all chiming in on it. You guys pretty much all got it. Let's go here. All right, let's go back. So, let's see. Let's close that one up. My next one. What? What's up?
I was just saying, like, the flippin' sports guy, Paul, was saying that things have gotten really relaxed around here. And it's like, I'm
going to be honest with you.
Sometimes you got to chill, bro.
I'm going to be honest with you, Paul. It's probably not going to get any less relaxed around here. It's pretty much going to be the norm, for us. So don't get too excited. John and we're going to bring stuff, but we're just going to be relaxed about it. So my next one is something that I always find a little bit interesting. We all know the privacy incognito mode, whether it's Vivaldi, Mozilla, whatever. We all know the browsers all have them. And so the question, I'm going to pop this off for a second, and we'll get back to it. John, do I need to ask you that privacy mode is totally private when you're on?
It is absolutely not. It's not private at all.
Yes or no, chat? Let's pretend like we don't know the answer here. Explore the space. Yeah,
so what it is it may not save to your history on your computer, but it's some people think that it's like hiding your IP address, and that is not the case. So your IP address can only be, hidden a couple ways, and
I knew you'd be the class, brainiac on this.
You need a VPN. You need a VPN, guys.
Right. So let me get squared up here. bring this in a little bit. Pardon me, I'm learning this new tool here, so bear with me. So let's start with the top. It erases the cookies, but after you're done with the session. Okay, so then it doesn't actually clear or prevent cookies in a way. Okay, there's still some tracking cookies that are going on. Then when you're out, it clears them up. You come back in the session, it looks blank and dead. It's the way it should be. So you're covering your tracks so your roommate don't see it. Great. But browsers do have a sort of unique fingerprint as well. Okay, they do leave traces like DNA. And so as John says, but even using a VPN is not completely always, it's better. But it doesn't always mask it off because there are better VPNs than others that do different things.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
what John's saying is totally on the nose, and that people, it's fine, your session's gone, but really the tracking information is from your house IPN or wherever you're at with that, and it could track back on that. So you've left that calling card if it matters. Now, if you're not doing anything illegal, I don't think you need to lose sleep about it. And you're clean as far as your roommate picking up your laptop. But as far as, just don't get too careless on that.
I know, but the thing is, like, a VPN is so cheap nowadays because you can. I think, like, I have Nord, and I think for 3 years I paid like, I don't know, $40. It is something cheap, and so this way, if you are doing your online banking or you're doing anything, even let's just say you're on your YouTube channel doing a ton of work. I mean, there's been instances of people stealing YouTube channels. I mean, just anything. While you're on a lot, it's just run the VPN, and this way you have like some pretty awesome protection. I mean, you can't go full out like onion protection because then it's really hard for things to function.
It's going to slow you down. And if you look at the last...
Not just that.
Well,
I'm talking about like even the integration of Chrome. Yeah.
I know. It won't function the way you need it to, and things break. And so the convenience of all that cloud-based collaboration and interconnection you got to make that compromise and trade-off. If you are looking for something, a browser-based, Brave, go with Brave. That's probably your best bet.
Brave is good. Yeah.
It's wonderful. It will. And John mentioned it. But you're going to sacrifice some speed too, because there's a little extra layer of things that are going on. But
I like middle ground Mozilla.
Yeah, I agree. That's great. DuckDuckGo for some things for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the thing about DuckDuckGo, it's hard to use because I feel like a lot of things don't show up in their search.
They don't. If you compare DuckDuckGo's, their search engine is not great. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Not great at all.
It's not good at all. No Brainer says, no. Tina says, my VPN can't let me shop at Michael's. No, you can't. You can't recognize, can't handshake. It's not going to handshake.
Nord is a pretty good VPN.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Rodrigo, great drop. Whenever I see private, I wonder what people understand as being private. Yeah, that's a really relative term, right? It really is.
Put your cell phone in the microwave.
And Vinny likes to come in here. He's quiet, but he likes to drop some really nerdy comments. Like you could tell he's a scientist, computer scientist when he drops his WUV cookies.
He is a bit nerdy anyways.
Hey, you know what? His maple syrup looked good. He was tapping that maple tree out in front of his house.
Oh, dude, it's no joke.
It's no joke.
You're getting some this year. You know that, right?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. My in-laws would do that. They would go out and they would rent trees or whatever, and they would get tons of them, boil it in the garage, almost burn the garage down. And then they would put the labels. They don't do it anymore, but it's the best. It's just the best. So I can only imagine how great the maples are out on the east side.
I'm not even kidding you. Any Vermont syrup that I've ever bought in my life, and even stuff from Vermont, okay, that says great air, whatever on it.
Sure.
I've had Vinny's syrup, and Vinny's syrup is the best I've ever had. I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right. So let's do another one here quick. Batteries. Do they develop a memory?
Okay.
I'm going to bring it up. This is a quick yes and no as well. Do batteries develop a memory? What do you think? Do you think batteries develop a memory?
Regular average alkaline batteries do not.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Let's go with phone batteries because Had they ever? Did they ever?
Have they ever?
Mm-hmm. I know it's a
I believe
question.
I don't know for sure, but I think there are batteries that are called like they're smart batteries, and they do have some integrated systems that have some memory, but not a pure alkaline battery, because it's a positive,
right.
negative.
That's
There's nothing in between.
Animal.
So
yeah, I should have clarified that. So I'm going to just go so we don't elongate it too much. Let me bring this closer. The answer is no.
No problem, Vin.
Now, in the old days, there was those cadmium batteries. Remember those? And they actually did develop a memory, and that was the whole deal. And so that screwed up people. But right now we're using the modern lithium-ion batteries. And so the answer is no. The modern lithium-ion batteries actually do not do that. But there are tips to this. And somebody brought up cycles. I saw Tina talk about cycles.
Yes.
The more charge cycles you put a battery through, though, the less capacity it will have in the long run. Fast charging can actually be your enemy a little bit on here.
It's your enemy a little bit, and also not fully emptying your battery could hurt you too.
That's another myth, but a question. But we'll get to that. That's a good question. But fast charging is fine. But usually if you're going to do it overnight, it's going to be slow. Try to use the slow trickle option, because
it's always better.
It does degrade your batteries a little bit quicker. It is better. But sometimes you just need a fast charge, man. And don't forget about this one, because that wasn't even supposed to be there. It's a copy and paste, it looks like. All right. So now to your point, if I go back to my starter point, should you charge from 0%? So so your point was basically taking it down to, I'm going to move this, taking it down to 0.
Everything that I know is, now this could be the older phones, different batteries or whatever, but they wanted you to run a full cycle out of the battery.
I remember that. It's true. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe not the case now. I don't know. I mean,
well, that's what we're doing.
I've had this phone for 3 years.
Why do you think I'm doing this?
Do that.
This technology and everything, this information seems to change by the minute. So I'll be back here in a month going, hey guys, want to do a tech myth on charging phones from 0%? And it'll be new information maybe. So, and there's always room for battles on this too, because I like anything. I don't think everything is 100%. This is just things that I'm finding in trends as far as what I'm being told. I think it's worth taking a look at. So the yes or no question. No. You should not charge a phone from 0 by and large. So running a lithium ion battery down to 0 all the time is actually harmful. And it does wear them out faster. That's what we've been finding. So what you want to do is what's called a partial charge. And there's a percentage on that, 30 to 80% is what they usually say. Just try to keep your phone at that 30 to 80. Of course, we're going to go 100% all the time when full, but bottom line is you want to charge at no less than 30%. If you can. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm bringing it down to 0.
Always, the heat range is important too. So
right, but bottom line is things decay inside these batteries, and that starts to facilitate these issues. So, I'm just going to let you know that.
Don't buy cheap batteries. I know, like, a couple times my wife went to the dollar store and I'm like, do not get those batteries, man. Like, those things blow up, they leak acid, they're garbage. Like, you think you're saving money with that stuff, but you're not. And you know what, though? What's really cool is I used to buy some rechargeable stuff, and I stopped doing that because they weren't that great. But now, like 10 years later, my son's like, try stuff. And he's like, go get some rechargeable batteries. And I got a lot of new rechargeable batteries, and I'm supposed to be able to get about 1,000 cycles out of these batteries. And so that should save me a ton of money down the road.
I think that's a great idea, actually. I need to up my game on batteries, to be honest with you. We're going to get into syrup confessions at some point, so that'd be kind of cool.
Hi, I'm Mateo.
I'm getting up to you. So Tina says, yeah, the Lion wears out faster. Yeah. So Jim, yeah, the NIM-H's batteries for LED flashlights and Sony Walkman. So that's what you're using? Okay, yeah. And so some of these different batteries are going to...
Did he say Sony Walkman?
Jim
for Sony Walkman.
is an interesting cat. I love it. I love that he's so old school. We need guys like that.
Hi, Annie.
Bracket review. I'm Mateo. How are you doing, sir? I want to say hi to you. Leaks like garbage. He said leaks like ass, but that's okay. I wanted to clean it.
Amateo, what time is it? He's out of
I don't know,
Nigeria.
man. He's nuts.
It's got to be like 2 o'clock in the morning
I
there.
know. He's living the
2 or
nightlife over
3.
there. Living the nightlife.
He's probably getting up. Right.
Andy says, get the
Amateo.
churro flavored cotton candy at the dollar store. Okay, is that what we're doing?
Oh, that's where we're going.
Is that what we're doing? Is that where we're going? I love it.
We're going cotton candy, bro.
Cotton candy. Yeah. Hi to you too.
Thanks, Amateo.
Thank you for dropping in, saying hi. Appreciate that. I think I'm.
It's 4:45 a.m., bro,
Thank
in Nigeria.
You are a nutter, man. But you know what? Thank you for dropping in and saying hi, and we'll let you go to bed here.
We love seeing you.
We do love seeing you. We love seeing your smiling face, and appreciate all.
I love seeing Annie. Yep.
Annie. It's good to see all of you. So you guys have been lovely tonight. Thank you for hanging out.
I haven't seen Paul in a while. I haven't seen Paul streaming. Flippin' Sports Guy. He usually was streaming like once a week for a while, and I haven't seen him streaming. So I don't know if I hope everybody's doing good. Maybe some downtime. The new year starts, and people are trying to rest up. You guys know I was sick for a few weeks, and just to let people know, if they haven't, some of these people haven't been here, is that I'm not streaming on Thursday nights on my channel. So you're going to catch both of us here on Jeff's channel every Tuesday, still just like we've been rolling with.
Yes.
We decided that Jeff and I are going to try to produce some more videos and spend more time getting videos out. Right. And so you'll catch us here, and then you might catch us on the weekend. Like I did a couple streams, and Jeff did a stream doing Notion with Mommy Lala.
That was wonderful. It was fun.
Which Mommy Guide.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And so we'll be doing different stuff, but you can always come by here and see us and sync together on Tuesdays.
What we noticed right away, I think last night, and I mentioned to you earlier, is like we're getting so much done that what's happening now is that we're coming to this Tuesday and we have so much to talk about. Even in 2 hours, I'm sorry, 2 hours, but even in 2 hours, it's like, it's hard to get it all in, and I'm kind of moving it forward, trying to keep the pace. We have one last question for the night. We're going to go with that, and it's a tech myth question. I'm going to remove our friend Amateo for a minute, and I'll get back to chat in a second. So, Brian, I don't know if Brian's still here because he had a young one born a week ago, so he's been busy. But if Brian Paul's here.
Yeah, congratulations to Brian again. He's one of our best streaming buds, and so I know he's probably not getting a lot of sleep nowadays.
No, he told me he's not, but he's doing it, and I love it. So, so smartphones take pictures as well as full-frame cameras. Smartphones take pictures, John, as well as full-frame cameras. I want a couple. This is our last question of the night, so you guys need to exercise your fingers and let me know, is this a yes or a no?
You better say the right thing, people.
Is it like the end of the year? It's like, if you've been paying attention the whole year, you're going to know who won the Mexican-U.S. war, the Spanish war.
Right.
Yes. So.
Yeah. So drop that answer.
Drop an answer.
Let's see what people say.
Okay. Let's start. And I saw some other great questions.
Tell Amateo.
I know.
Amateo.
Go on.
Yeah. Tell him.
What software
I thought
you
would know.
This is not StreamYard right now. We are using vMix. But now the app that I'm using on the right, which I'm sorry is not in. It's supposed to be in. So there you are. That's why it's causing me problems. I wanted to be in Zen mode here, where you could see more of my picture. So I'm using Mind Map to do this. This is the first time I've ever done it. Is it working okay? It's not perfect.
I gotcha.
Is the Mind Map working, John? Is it a decent presentation?
Yeah, no, everything looked good.
I'll get better.
I know what you were saying now. I saw what you're saying. You wanted to fill the whole screen, and I get you now. I get you.
Yeah, there's a way to do that with my tour box to kind of, because if it's over here, I can immediately put it right down the middle. If you scroll, it changes
the size, right?
Right. If I go too small, I can bring it in. So I have really instant. That's the only thing you want to make sure.
This worked out good. Worked out really good.
Good. And I can do better things as we go, but I wanted to test it out. It's so easy to use. vMix is great, but it would take me 10 times longer to put all these slides. Can you imagine, John, putting all these slides together in vMix? I did this in an hour, and that was only because it was slow, because I was trying to figure out what to put. All right. So smartphones take pictures as well as full frames. Let's see what we got down here. Some good questions already.
What are people saying?
Let me back up because I don't want to get it wrong. Okay, Ken, our dear friend Ken says depends on the user. Tina says high quality images on DSLR are non-comparable. Weighing in. And you know what? Annie says, congrats to Brian. We'll put that up there. Excuse me.
Yes.
And then Darren says, sensor size is irrelevant. Only thing if you're handsome and pretty. Oh, Darren, you make me laugh, man. That's pretty funny.
That's great.
That's funny.
That's a good answer.
You could have the fuzziest picture, but if you're Brad Pitt, it's going to look better than probably me in like 4K.
We should just leave it. That's like a mic drop right there.
It is kind of a mic drop, but I can't do it. I can't do it. Mommy says, my map looks great, Jay. Thank you. It's I've never used it for this, but I'm finding it to be very flexible, fluid, and fast to develop these slides. And I'm anxious to continue on this, try to do better. Well, this person's going to know some things. Amateo says, smartphones still have a long way to go, though, getting close, but not greater. Full frame are king. Annie says, I cannot
That's operate. That's a good answer.
It's a great answer. I cannot, a lot of these good answers. I cannot operate a DSLR to full capacity. So the smartphone, it is to me. Yeah. All right. So let's.
So we're not saying what's best for you individually. We're saying overall, if you take the person out of it, okay, are you going to get a better picture if you know how to use your phone, or if you know how to use your camera? So if you just take it on an even level, because I get what you guys are saying, like sometimes, people don't know how to use a camera, so the phone's the way to go. We're not asking that. We're just like, what do you think is a better image if you know how to use both? If you know how to use both, you took a picture, what do you think?
Right. So here's the answer.
You think it's close? You think it's close with the 13, Jeff?
Think it's close.
With the iPhone 13, you think they're getting close?
Did someone did you just throw that out there? Or did someone drop that?
No, I'm asking.
Here's the deal, man. There's some great answers here because there's a little depends, but not really. Okay, if we're going to answer the question, honestly, the answer, of course, is no. It's not better.
Yeah.
And I got to censor this for some reason. It's not. Of course, the best camera is the one you have with you. Okay, we're not going to miss, and we usually have the smartphones with us. So that's the best phone that we have, and they're wonderful. Let's make no mistake what you can do with these phones these days. But the truth of it is, more megapixels means a better picture. It's a common myth, honestly.
Well, that's always been a myth, but people don't know that.
They don't know. But look at it.
They don't.
86% of the people in 2019 thought their high megapixel smartphone could be at a professional level camera, but people weren't thinking that.
Yep.
Yeah. And I understand why.
Do you know that more megapixels can actually degrade a picture?
Yes, you get too much noise. And okay, so the belief is that all the revolutionary
can't keep up with the megapixels.
Tech inside a smartphone makes it just as good, but it doesn't. There's great tech in there. You got a whole CPU, you got all that stuff going on. You got a functioning brain that can run a trip to Mars. I get it, but that tech is what they're
sensor size.
Yeah, if you understand, if you've ever heard competition, the umbrella of computational photography, that's what they're using. They're using algorithms to make up the difference. To extend that, and they do a very good job of it. I mean, let's make no mistake of it. When you're getting
AI is incredible in some of the phones too.
Oh my God. But yeah, right. I mean,
it's just incredible. Yeah.
Let me drop this down a little bit. So we get into those shallow depths, field bokehs, the 360-degree depths that you're getting with your phones. Those are computational. Okay, that's what those are. Photography. They're not really using the hardware like you would in a DSLR to get that native. So you are sort of juicing that up. But again, man, it's beautiful stuff. It's convenient. I'm not bagging on smartphones. Okay, I'm not bagging on anybody who makes a million. There's people out there, we all know who they are, who are making millions of subscribers through just a phone. We know that, right? So it's not about that. Content's king. What you have with you is king. But the question still remains: does a smartphone have is it better, or can it be as good right now as a DSLR? No. I mean, look at the sensor sizes on a DSLR, especially a full frame. I mean, come on, man. Let's be honest about it. It's not even a fair fight.
Yeah. But the crop sensors blow it away too.
They blow it away. Right.
Yeah.
Let me go see what see if people are arguing with me at all. Yeah, I like this. We're going to go with this first. Full frame after Thanksgiving. I think you missed the point. Vinny, don't you have a tree to go tap? You got
Just got to tap something.
Got to go tap something. Smartphone pictures are a league of their own. They are. I mean, they're great. But you know, that better than, it's just this particular issue of, are there better quality? No, they're not. Ken says, okay, I'll change my cop-out answer. Full frame cameras will always be better. I wonder. I mean, if you're looking at, I don't know. I mean, maybe computational photography will eventually evolve where it can fool you. I mean, look what it's going on in movies where you can't tell if somebody's the real person or not, right? I don't know, man.
I mean, there are people who filmed, an actual movie with an iPhone. So it's like, you can do some like super incredible things, but you also got to be creative too on that. That's not like an average person just picking up, so there's ways to make your phone work better too.
That's true.
Like using Filmic, for instance, like if you download the app Filmic on an average phone, you can make that phone that much better to use with everything else. It really opens up a lot more on your phone.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
On your phone camera, so you get the full use out of it.
Darren, very good. Good drop, Darren. The picture is better from the camera because there's no comparison in the lens. That's the thing. These lenses, come on.
Yeah.
These lenses are just doing yeoman's work. It's insanity. But you know what? But at the same time, I'm also impressed with AI. I mean, and what's going on with the competition.
AI is incredible. Yeah.
It's just nuts, right?
But the lens and the sensors, big difference.
It's just what you can do.
Big difference.
Yeah. Rodrigo, you're not wrong. Zooming in any smartphone is also a joke. That's just a virtual zooming. It gets crappy really fast. You're so right.
And the white balance.
Oh, it just,
and there's just a lot of different things that aren't perfect. But I mean, I'm impressed though. Like I've seen people shoot footage with that 13, and that's like,
it's really nice.
It just is another level. Yeah.
The way they can, it's the one where you can move the focus in real time, right? On that 13. Is that the one?
I don't know. I don't know if you can or not, but I've just seen the footage.
You can't do that now. But the newest iPhone's got this cool thing where in real time you can choose back or foreground and shift it. There's a great ad on it too, but where they shift the focus. And that's a really cool. Check that out. It's just fantastic. Oh yeah, I know. Audio is king. Don't forget. Content's king, audio's king. Blah de blah.
We love
blah.
audio.
Yeah, we do love audio, Darren. Yeah, I mean you're right, but yeah, depends works. Well, okay, but that comes down to the user then, not the side by side comparison of the apples to apples. If you're using apple to apples and saying it's not going to be a user error, because I can take the connection with audio or anything.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you're doing straight up, there's no comparison right now. As good as phones are, they still can't do it a really good lens DSLR can. But doesn't mean you can't make incredible movies off the phone. So sometimes people get crazy about that. They're like, well, the fact bothers them. Like, don't let the fact bother you that the camera's better. It's just, that doesn't mean anything in the end of the day, right?
Yeah, that's not what we're saying. We're not saying that.
I mean, Amateo his channel's going crazy. He's just using a phone and he's doing phone reviews. So I'm just saying, it's not a barrier because the phones are amazing. But come on, man. I mean, that's like saying, hey, John, do you think my USB Samsung Meteor mic is going to be better than, my 320 or an SM7B? It's just not. You can make it sound really, really good.
Never will be.
I can make it sound palatable, but it doesn't have, no matter what VST3s or AI throw on, it's never going to give you what the other ones can. Because keep in mind, the other ones can also throw on digital post-production and things, but it can do it with better raw footage. It can do, you can create, I'm just telling you, at the end of the day. So it's all good stuff.
Speaking of that,
great.
Did you see that new USB mic that everybody's talking about, that everybody did a review on?
I don't remember the name of it, but yes. I just want to say first, Amateo, yes, you're right, Jeff. Choose fire or background. Yeah, super smooth and clean. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, right? You can choose in real time, right? I don't know if you're just touching the screen, I'm guessing, right, Amateo? And you're saying, okay, I want this character.
I think you're...
That character.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's amazing.
It's like motion.
I love that. That does frustrate me. You have to choose, you have to commit on all these other phones. And so I'm hoping the other ones get that. My Samsung gets that right. Rodrigo, plus smartphones enhanced with the gimbal may help you get the job done with fairly decent. Look, you put things like gimbal, sliders, you use them with phones, and you start using art direction with good light and a decent camera, you're going to be able to make a movie probably that millions of people want to watch. There's no denying that.
Right.
It doesn't change the fact it's still not as good as DSLR or some of the better cameras, right? But all what you guys are saying is absolutely true. It just is. And so I love that we're all willing to talk about nuance and the middle ground. I really appreciate that. I think that's cool. And you have to be able to do that. We have to be able to acknowledge and still talk in the nuance, because that's the best part. Yeah, so we've reached our 2-hour mark. I can't believe it, guys. It went so fast and you guys are so great. This was a fun discussion night. I had a great time with John showing off his, look at, he's showing his slider. Do you want to show your slider while I'm talking?
I like those questions you had at the end. Those are good.
You like the tech myths? I've got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And what I like about them is I want questions that sort of relate to everybody's. We all have smartphones. We all, maybe not everybody's trying to create something, but we all save photos. I know the storage thing, but we all use storage in some way. We all use the cloud in some way, and not every week. But as I move forward, I'm going to try to build the streams where John and I talk about what we're doing. It could be a little heavier topic at the beginning, or a demo like we did tonight with the slider, or maybe DaVinci, whatever. And then get into quickly things that we all can talk about and rabble around on and get into maple syrup while we're doing it. I love that. I love that you guys all dropped in these comments, and Vinny and the maple syrup and Jim Boswell. I love your conversation around these wonderful speakers that you build and the things that you have passion for. I love that. Same thing with Roxanne, and I know what she's doing. I want to go through and just thank all them. Tina, thank you, Tina, for coming in. You had some wonderful comments and information, and as always, appreciate that. Yes, what's that?
Don popped in last second there. I see Boston Don. Where's
Boston Don? How did I miss Boston Don?
What's up?
Where is he?
What's up, Don?
I'm so sorry, man. I missed you. Boston Don.
Just wanted to say hi to him quick.
Hey, guys, phones with cameras are doing a great job, but actual camera give you better options for photos. For me, I knew nothing about any kind of camera. What? What's happening? You okay?
Wasn't Rodrigo supposed to go to sleep? Isn't that like the first comment he said?
He did. He walked in here and said, I got to go to bed.
Say a quick hi.
And then I'm going to say
there he's saying it. I never say hi real quick because I always stay until the end. I was just thinking the same exact thing in my head. That's funny.
We love you for it. I look, you guys, the fact that you're dropping in here, hanging with us, and we want to hear about what you're doing. We want to hear your stories. That's another thing that I want to start juicing on as we go, is to bring in a segment where we can just kind of roundtable quickly. Let's do a quick roundtable. What are you doing? What are you working on? You're not going to linger. Just what are you working on? Drop your stuff in the comments. We want to update each other as a community. What you're working on, what you're doing, or do you have a pain point? Do you have something you want to throw out there? And we'll try a way to structure that. And you know what? Thank you, but still, I missed you and I feel bad about it, And I know you Boston people, New Jersey people are very sensitive. And I'm just kidding.
New Jersey people, very sensitive. I got yelled at today. I got sworn at.
What were you doing?
Yeah, I was in New York Penn Station, and some lady asked for money and some other stuff, and yep. And I was like, listen, I don't have any money. And he's like, well, I'm pregnant and I have this and that. And I was like, you might want to talk to the couple of police officers over there. Maybe they can help you with something. Right. And he says, well, you know what? F you. She screamed it at me. And I was like,
it did not end as well as we had hoped.
I was like, have a nice day.
Did you mean it?
They're
not paying attention.
She's struggle.
She's got struggles and probably some other issues going on, sadly, and
mental issues.
This is always hard. It makes me crazy because people are cold and they're hungry. Yeah, and it just makes you nuts.
I was just gonna say it's really cold out, so everybody pulls inside these places. And so.
I don't get political here, but I wish this country would just do a little bit better with our homeless and our mental ill. They desperately need love and care, and I wish we'd get off our ass and do something to help these people. I think if you can't rally around homeless, the mentally ill, the elderly, if you can't rally around that, then there's no hope for you. I mean, it's not political for me as far as political parties, but as a society, man, we got to do better. I mean, just come on. So that's something that will get me riled up. Hey, Red Dirt Pit. I said something I shouldn't have.
What?
Red Dirt Pit.
What?
Take 2. Did you hear that? That was terrible. Red Dirt Picker. How you doing?
How's it going, man? What's going on? And we got Jay Cruz, healthy bearded.
Yeah.
He's popping in at the end here.
Yeah. Smelly Turtle.
Yeah, hi guys.
Can't even get to you guys so fast. You guys are jumping in on my so quick. I can't even do it.
Vinny's still awake. Vinny's probably watching his full screen in his living room downstairs.
He probably is. I thought Vinny would be passed out from ODing on his maple syrup, but he's still doing okay. Yo, Smelly Turtle, how you doing? Healthy bearded. How you doing?
We haven't seen.
It's good to see you. And
Smelly Turtle. Thanks for stopping in.
I know.
I've seen him around StreamYard, I think, and I've seen him in a lot lot of Nick Nimmin.
I'm not gonna lie. He's another one. Look at this beard on this cat.
I've seen him around a lot. I think I've seen him a lot of places.
His 3-day beard is longer than my 20-year beard.
If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button for me, please. And let's get JA. Maybe we can get him close to 50.
That would be awesome. You guys are wonderful. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had 50 on a stream.
No?
No, I've never had 50.
Oh, you're getting close tonight. It's 42. You got 43. So there
I probably
you go.
won't get 50, but you know
Thanks,
what?
guys.
I don't care. You guys are wonderful to stop in. You hung all night long. You made this a lot of fun for both you and I. And John, I'm really glad you were here tonight. And I'm going to let you get back to sleep. What's this right here? When are we back to a third stream? Exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that.
That could happen anytime. There's one thing that Jeff and I don't have is a lack of words when we just want to chill out and have some fun and sit back. And that may happen. Like you might catch us on a weekend where we're not going to be really talking about much info. We just want to have some fun. That could definitely happen.
Yeah, keep your eyes open. That notification is going to come across. We're going to, we're not disappearing. Look, he's just not doing this Thursday. We got Tuesday and we're going to load up on here. We got more ways to load up in this 2 hours. And if John gets crazy one night, he'll tell me and he'll say, go 3. But you know what I mean? We're trying to keep it shorter and I didn't do it, but that's okay. We'll live and learn. And Jay Cruz, I want to say hi to you as well. I didn't pop you up, but I wanted to say hi and you know.
That's my other New Jersey guy. What's up, Jersey in the house?
This is too much Jersey cologne.
I'm sorry, mojo? Too much Jersey mojo?
Yeah, there's just too much. Stay safe from Mateo, John, and Jeff. More videos, please. We're both working on it. Got to prepare for the day.
Thanks, Mateo.
Dude, I didn't know if you were still up or you were waking up. I don't know. You're the hardest working man on that end of the world.
Yeah. He's pumping out like video after video. And so,
respect.
And I give him a lot of props on the phone. And he did his first live stream this past year at the end of last year. And I think he's getting into the realm of about 3,500 subscribers right now. Awesome. And he does a lot of stuff that, that deals with phones. And so he fits right into that niche, and he's doing a great job with the reviews on stuff. So good for you, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, congratulations on it.
And
Rodrigo's like
Rodrigo.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. We'll be in that 3-hour live stream, and Jay's getting close to his 1K. Yeah, that's a ways away. But yeah, we can do it.
That might happen.
We'll do that. And I will wear pajamas. Yeah. I'll find some animal pajama wearing thing to do like John. I'll even embarrass myself more, and I have no problem embarrassing myself. So, that's okay.
Yeah.
Show starts at 11. I'm going to tell you something. John and I have done some after shows that did start at 11 that went to like 2 with just him and I, and it was a little nuts. Just a little nuts.
Many.
You and I. Yeah. Many.
There was more than just a few.
Oh my God. It was.
I mean, that's how we learn so much. I mean, we would end here, and then we'd go over like how we think when things went, this went. How can we work together with doing some vMix? What are you learning? What is new? What can you give me? What can I give you?
We could never let it go. We would like, that we're letting go or this, and we're like, we'd fix it like a bunch of idiots. And then the next day, I know you only had like 2.5 hours of sleep, and you had to go to work. And I'm like, God, how do you survive?
I did that for months.
So often, and I felt so bad. But then you were doing it on Thursdays too, so I'm like, well, I don't feel as bad but it was twice a week, and so thank you, Amateo. I know it will, but I tell you what, I am a journey guy, and I'm enjoying every wave on this ocean. And when we get to shore, we'll get to shore. But I promise you guys are my ocean, so I'm going to enjoy this, and I mean that. I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
The 1,000 is great. It's fun to shoot for targets, but I'm telling you, it's a result, not a goal for me. And it's a result of hard work. And so it'll happen. And I appreciate that. And I hope all you are with me that night, because that's when it will mean something, is to have all you here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
John, thank you. And next week will be a lot of fun. We'll be here next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Take a look for anything that might pop up. John is a wild, wild man. He's a crazy cat. He's got this new slider. You may see him pop up anytime, anywhere, and we'll jump. I got my notifications fixed for you. And we'll find it. So, Annie, sweet night to you. Jay is a journey guy, loving touching, squeezing. Yeah, absolutely. I missed the when I wanted here too. Yes, check on your hubs. Love to you all. Love to you as well. Yeah, right. Jigging that tri-lamp pod. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on.
That looks good.
Yeah. What happened was I put it back there, and then I had that light going. So I just put the light on there, and I'm like, I'm going to leave it. I left it there for 2 weeks, and somebody finally noticed it. But I like changing things. That looks good. I like it. Tina, thank you so much. Sweet dreams to you. Sweet dreams to everybody. Let me find my outro scene, which I should have right here on my... There it is.
Tina, nice seeing you again. Thank you for hanging out with us and
absolutely
chilling. Appreciate that.
So what do you think, John? Is it time?
All right.
You ready to go?
Nick H, we'll see you later. Everybody else in the chat.
Missed anybody? I will catch you next time.
Nice
you guys
seeing everybody.
Are amazing. John, I will see you on the flip side. Thank you, everybody. Peace.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Outro, people. I don't know. Let's pick a song.